But hey, anyways, we're here. Yeah, we're here.
Yeah.
Third quarterfinal, King of the Desert 5. King of the Desert 5 has been epic. We were just talking about other results that have happened in this one, and two massive names. We've got TaToH in the red. We've got Yo in the blue. And our expectations here, Dave, is that TaToH's going to be the more creative one. He's probably going to have the faster start, but Yo probably the most consistent and will only get stronger as the series goes on.
Yeah, I mean, Yo is kind of like, I get it because sometimes I'm very much the same way in the way I feel around the game. It's like you got to lose a few vills first, right? Yo's that guy with games.
Yeah.
He's got to lose a few games before he really gets warmed up, or maybe a boxer, you got to get punched in the face a couple times.
Wake him up.
Before you're really, into the fight. TaToH comes out swinging sometimes, and we'll see what he's going to go with here. He's playing as the TaToHs, and the way this map is set up, the script with a lot of hills, TaToHs can be great. Also, TaToHs, if you find your enemy's goats, can be really, really useful. And Yo might lose a few of those as TaToH is coming forward early, but I think this angle is going to be really unfortunate for the Spaniard. That's my alarm going off. That's like my fourth alarm right now.
Your backup wake-up alarms are going off right now?
Yeah, literally.
That's funny.
That's how early it is for me.
Oh.
Well, not early, but...
I know what it is. Early by our caster standards.
Yeah.
Well... Interesting map generation here. Like, we have seen some wild gens. Yesterday in the MBL TaToH series, he had a gen that I think they even considered bugged, and they were like, "Hey, MBL, do you want to stop and redo this?" And he was in the process of one of the best lames he's ever had. So he was like, "No, actually, I'd like to keep playing this." But this one, we've got Woodline 7 tiles away from the TC. Like,
yep.
So like
Close.
militia or any scouts feels like it's going to be very ineffective. And I mean, I guess TaToH could be vulnerable to scouts a bit, but this generation, in my opinion, is bad for the Magyars. You want a map that's more open with the civilization Yo has.
Yeah. I think it could be okay if he goes into scouts. And the reason I say that, I would usually agree with you, but every time I see a wide open map on King of the Desert in this Arabia variant, it's fully walled from both players.
Yeah.
Wide open map, fully walled. You think there's going to be aggression? No. If I see a map like this that's closed off, they don't wall it fully. And scouts can actually find value because players are like, thinking they can always wall it later with some buildings. Like they're not expecting aggression from their opponents. And then similar to what we saw from Vivi Nikov had a bunch of scouts in a very closed-off map against Vivi, I believe, game 1, and he just kind of ran under the TC.
Oh, yeah, just run right by it. Yep.
Yeah, and like at home, he's got Spearman defending, and Vivi didn't have any Spearman. He was Kimura in that matchup, so it's a little bit different here. But anyway, the more walled or closed off the maps are, the more aggressive it's been from what I've noticed. Maybe that trend won't continue, but Yo is thinking about clicking up to Feudal Age here, and he actually had to add an extra vill.
Oh,
and
Ostrich is trolling him.
Going back.
Oh, don't shoot it out there. Yo.
He's fine. He's not going to push it in anyway. It's done.
Okay. Well, maybe takes us back to what we said about Yo. It's like he needs another game before he's getting the perfect lure there. But yeah, Magyars are known for their scout rush, cheap scouts, and forging upgrades in for free and feudal. So Yo's going to try that. And TaToH, he's already thinking about the long term with these walls, and he wants to make sure that when he's walled, he includes the gold. So this does mean he's going to be somewhat exposed here. But for TaToH, it looks like he's going to go Spearman and Scouts as well. So it's really about Castlage with the TaToHs, the free thumb ring, and just all the different options they have compared to the Magyars. So I guess he's going to play defensive here.
Yo's going to spot the barracks timing as well. So he knows it's none of that 2 militia drush into follow-up strategy that has been so popular here. Although it's getting less popular the longer the tournament goes on. I don't know if that's because it's, people are figuring out it doesn't work, or we're getting into the better players that are a little bit more experienced and don't rely on just having, that sick build.
Yeah, I think like the players are more even now, and that little 2 militia thing was just a great way for the slightly better player to just slow you down for 30 seconds, and then snowball you with archers. Lots of things we could talk about with that, but TaToH, I mean, he knows exactly what's up. He knows that scout from Yo is a danger, and he's not going to be... Well, actually, that's a single villager, but you see how Yo didn't even attack it? Yo's like, there's no way TaToH would just leave that villager unprotected. He's got to have his scout around, and that's exactly what TaToH has. So TaToH's going to add scouts. We'll see how many scouts he adds, and then Yo behind this, kind of walling up, but he also is going to have to lock down his gold. And as you said, Dave, the wood lines are close. Still a lot of walling to do for Yo here.
I mean, TaToH completely walled here.
Yeah,
that's crazy. So that anecdotal evidence that I presented earlier for closed maps being more aggressive, well, not appearing here. And TaToH's got that gold locked down, like you said. He's coming forward with a couple scouts, and Yo, well, maybe if TaToH loops around to the berries, he can take damage. But I mean, Yo's got the barracks right there. He could just make a militia or a spearman.
Yeah,
and keep himself safe. I mean, he should be fine.
I think Yo's doing the right thing. It is always tricky in this situation because you don't want to over make scouts and then have your opponent be faster to Castle Age. But I think having the map presence is really valuable, even if you're behind the Castle Age. So here Yo, as he gets a nice palisade timing down. He's got 4 scouts on the map right now. TaToH only has 2. And remember, Yo scouts are cheaper as well. So just making a couple extra ones makes sense.
Cheaper and better.
This is good. Yes, agree.
Cheaper and better, which usually doesn't come
hand in hand.
Doesn't go together.
Yeah, it's like
why can't we have that in real life, dude?
It's cheaper like I'm trying to think of some game examples here. Like with polls, for example, cheaper cav after the unique tech, but it's weaker. Mayan archers are cheaper, but they're not better, right? So yeah, it is a unique example in the game. I wonder what TaToH's long term here is going to be.
I don't know. I really don't. I mean, he could go for the crossbow approach, right? If he adds a range at some point, starts massing on the way up to Castle Age.
Yeah.
But he sees his opponent is fully walled. So even if you go for that approach, it's probably not going to break in. And then Yo will collapse on you with some cavalry, or you'll go with siege. I don't know for TaToH. Step Lancers could make a couple, try and find damage, and then Cav Archer behind.
Yeah, I think Cav Archer, with the way this game is played out, makes a lot of sense. TaToH showed he loved Step Lancers in Red Bull. He was the one that, at the high level, really started the Step Lancer trend, honestly. At least competitively, as TaToH tries to break through, won't break through. That would have been disastrous for Yo. Game 1, if he lets those 3 scouts in, ay. But yeah, I think CA just makes sense, right? You're fully walled. You want a ranged unit to be able to range over those walls. So I just wonder what Yo's going to do in prep for that. Like, I think a very Yo thing is a lot of house walls. So I think we'll probably see that. But that gold is really awkward against ranged units if you're Yo.
How much you want to bet Yo sends like some random villager out, and that hill to like the north of TaToH's base has a siege workshop on it in 10 minutes? I think against Cav Archers it's rarer. But
yeah, I mean, it definitely seems like the type of hill for Yo to be on. I'm not sure about this situation. I was trying to consider how much I wanted to actually bet. But he does have scout presence. But you know what really comes to mind for me now is old Yo and maybe present day Vivi would stonewall some of these palisade areas that he has. Like, he's got a gold behind that he could fall back to. There's not a lot of area that's not covered with houses already. If you're really worried about lots of Cav Archers, investing into a couple stone walls might not actually be that crazy.
I mean, he's going to get to this house around the right moment, and the scouts take out the spearmen there. They'll go back to the house, but Yo will be there to repair. And Yo is, damaging the walls a little bit more. But at the end of the day, it's just scouts versus walls. If they get in, it'll be a full panic as the players try and deal with it. But the archers are being added now from TaToH. And that means that he's probably going to get the crossbowman upgrade, unless he just adds that one for defense. No, he's adding a second one here too.
Yeah, I think TaToH wants a little bit more value. Is that house about to go down? Yo realizes it's about to go down. Whoa.
That thing was being out damaged.
How?
With a villager repairing it. Was it TaToH Hill?
I don't know if there was a hill. I think there was a hill on the right side. Because at least my game sense was telling me that wouldn't be an issue normally.
Yeah.
Which is it's really stupid.
And 3 scouts.
You got 5 military units and 1 guy with a hammer. Dude doesn't even have a shirt on, right? He's far from professional. But anyways, TaToH's done a good job. And like, I like the archer addition just to get map control. I'm just not sure if going beyond 2 archers makes sense in a present day meta. Everyone does it seems like, but crossbowman is really expensive now. So I personally feel like if you don't have like 8 archers by the time you make it to Castle Age, crossbowman's probably not worth the 175 food and 125 gold.
It's weird though, because I think like CA are also expensive. You know, they snowball well into the late game.
Yeah.
But when you're thinking about this mid-game point, like if I would rather have 10 crossbows in a situation like this than, you know, 6 CA.
Yeah, maybe.
Just to sit on the hills and harass the walls, and they have a little bit more range, right? They do better earlier. CA, you kind of really have to wait for that mass, and it takes more upgrades.
Yeah,
so
it
maybe
does.
TaToH's just thinking the first part of Castle Age here, he can just control the map with the crossbows and then slowly make his way into CA, which is exactly what he's doing.
Yeah, we'll see if he clicks the crossbowman upgrade. Yo, this is just such a yo start to a series. He goes, all right, you're going to come attack me. I expect it. I'm going to go siege defense and drop a town center. So he's just going to be on the defensive here. But Magyars don't really have a lot of defensive bonuses. When you think of the Magyars, they have the cheaper scouts. That hasn't really done much for him. He now gets iron casting for free. So that'll help a couple of his knights. But for TaToH, he's still got the hill bonus to work with. When he adds town centers, he gets extra sheep. And yeah, the 3rd range for TaToH. So real heavy commitment here to the Cav Archers.
I mean, if he does control the map, TaToH, he knows the scouts are still out there, so he has to really be careful about that as he tries to take them out. But he can start grabbing relics, right? He can start going onto stone, maybe thinking about a castle somewhere in the center to control Mr. Yo as he takes the first Vil. And he's probably going to break through this wall before the Mangonel gets there.
That is really good. I mean, Yo, okay.
Needs a gate or a market or something. There you go.
Yeah, and that's good from Yo. But look at Yo's resources right now. He is not spending his resources, right? He would want the 3rd TC probably. It's not bad to have that food. But the point is his eco balance maybe is not where it would be if he wasn't otherwise pressured.
1K food, bro.
Yeah, just crazy food count from him.
Yeah.
And no Castle Age eco upgrades for either player. And as I say, that TaToH gets his wood upgrade. But things to pay attention to, obviously, because applying the pressure is difficult. And then defending from the pressure is difficult as well, obviously.
Nice control over the wood lines. TaToH goes over to that wood line Yo was taking. And he's going to spot that TC. So he saw the other TC. He's going to see this TC. And now he knows exactly what Yo is doing. 3 TC with siege defense and a couple knights.
Wow. This is like... It's becoming very difficult for TaToH to realistically damage Yo right now.
Yep.
He's got a lot of Cav Archers, but Yo's base is just so well defended. He's got house walls on the most exposed regions. The only region he actually doesn't have one is in the middle, which TaToH should see and try and pressure there, but I guess good job from Yo, and Yo's got 51 villagers versus TaToH's 44. TaToH got housed a couple times and is just now on 2 TCs, not 3.
I think the issue for me here, as TaToH starts to add some camels now, is that like Cav Archers are bad until they've got a big mass.
Yeah.
And then they're really, really good, especially with Tatars. And Yo has not been massing military. Usually Magyars might be able to deal with Tatars by just kind of getting the +2 on their knights, sending them in, and the Tatars player will lose Cav Archers one after the other. Eventually, you can grind them down, right? But TaToH's going to have a lot of Cav Archers, and he added that 2nd TC, and now he's adding the 3rd TC. And he's continuing to take map control as he goes for that siege workshop.
TaToH gets hit by a shot. No bloodlines for him, so the shots are going to hurt a lot. What is Yo's plan? Like, normally you're making some knights as your 3 TC booming to eventually add a 2nd stable and then make even more knights. He's not making anything. Besides the siege. It's full defense. It's
Well, those
crazy.
are some annoying archers over on the right side.
I was gonna say
Thumbring
which
archers
ones.
with Bodkin.
Oh, those
on a
ones.
hill
Okay.
With guitars. This is the most powerful archers you're ever gonna see, dude.
Yeah, he actually killed a couple units with those archers. I think it was 4. Just killed 1 villager though. And now Yo says, you might have thumbring right now. You might have the hill bonus.
He's going
but
for cav
my
archers
cav archers are
himself.
better in the long run.
Oh my god.
Dang. I honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of it. I would have liked to have seen him, with all this food, make knights with his siege, but we'll see. Oh, he's going to go skirm. Okay.
Yeah.
But his gold is a problem right now. TaToH's on the hill, gets a pick off there, and does back away because he doesn't want to lose too much there. But TaToH's even going for a ram right now. Like, he could break right into Yo's base pretty quickly.
And he saw that range from Yo. So if he goes for the ram here, he breaks into the base. He knows that it's probably going to be range units from Yo, and he's not going to be massing any knights or anything. So the ram could be a good addition. The scouts are coming over. They might be able to kill the siege workshop villager. No way. The cav archers are dealing with that. And TaToH still hasn't even like he's made a lot of cav archers, but he hasn't invested into bloodlines. He hasn't gotten the armor at all.
Yeah.
He hasn't gotten ballistics. So he's put those resources into his eco, and that means that he's like 10 villagers behind only.
Yeah,
in this economy race.
The thing that's interesting now is this is the point where all your sheep from your new TC starts to run out. So this is where TaToH farms a lot, which you can see him doing. But this is where Yo's got a lead skirm, and Yo could be adding more siege. So this is, if there's any point where TaToH's going to lose units, you would expect this to be the moment possibly where the attack could fall flat. But again, just waiting to see something from Yo. Like, he's only got 3 skirmishers. His barracks is going to go down. His TC's fully garrisoned. We have villagers running away, and it is all TaToH to start off this quarterfinal.
Yo's going for another mangonel. It's at 80% right now. He's retreating away from this. He's adding more farms, so he feels comfortable in that position over there.
Yeah.
The skirms are, well, they're still here, and he's going to try and buy as much time for that mangonel to get over there as he possibly can. Villager goes down now. Bloodline's coming in for TaToH, so he's planning on pushing once this barracks is down.
Yeah, barracks, not really a big thing for Yo at this point. If he loses the barracks, he'll
He can
lose a
repair it.
wall.
He can get there in time. He can
Rip. Oh, yeah, it's
just
a
re-wall
house.
behind. Easy.
I don't know what that monk is doing for Yo, but that should be a monk that goes down. And it does go down. TaToH sees the skirms, though. And he didn't know until now what was being created out of those ranges. So now he has an idea. But he lands some big shots with his mangonels. Yo having the hill, though, feels like he's in a better position to defend this. And Yo doesn't get the shot he needs. Disaster for Yo.
Absolute disaster. And now he gets nuked by another shot. Here comes the mangonel. It feels like mangonels in these last couple patches, man, like they just don't hit the extra stones. TaToH's mangonel barely took any damage there from the first 2 shots from Yo.
Yeah. And it's just been the same old problem for Yo this whole game. He felt like right there, if he defends with Skirm Siege, he could move out, drop a castle, and expand. But TaToH, with this map control, has done so much. And he's always had map control this game. And only 5 villagers behind is TaToH. And in a position where Yo needs amazing mangonel traits. Like right here, he's not going to be able to get a one-shot kill. And then TaToH with the attack rounds!
Oh my god, bro.
Wow.
That was such a nice attack round, and Yo runs right into it. Here comes another mangonel. Yo is housed because TaToH has been killing his houses. And he's forced to make some at the back. That's going to stall out his momentum. He can't push forward with these skirms, not against Tatar mangonels on a hill. We've seen what happens if he does that, as the +2 armor now comes in for cavalry for Mr. Yo. Is he going to go into, like, knights here? Camels in front? Why? Or, sorry, why on earth is TaToH getting that?
No, I think, well, he sees skirms and siege. So he's probably, TaToH loves his all-in castle ages. So he probably just wants to go for the kill from here. Being able to dive with some cav at this point as TaToH lands another big shot there on the farm. Keep in mind he's doing more damage with his shots because he's on top of the hill. I mean, it's just like, it's enough to finish the game right now and not allow Yo back in the game. Yo's going to drop a castle, but that castle doesn't protect his golds. That doesn't really protect his woodlines. That is not a castle that he really wanted to place.
Magyar Hussar, though. Will die so fast in these cav archers.
True.
Yo is just leaving with the skirms. Like, Yo realizes having the skirms in defense here gives me nothing.
Yeah.
Literally
It's
nothing
true.
against those mangonels. He's going to leave with them and try and loop around maybe, as we see the cav archers from TaToH are scared to go in. The knights come in, but there's so many cav archers behind. They don't even clear up a mangonel. Yo, we'll go for towers. The light cav are now coming in, and the skirmishers are figuring out that the light cav have +2 armor.
Yeah. Mangonel goes down for Yo. His TC's going to melt. TaToH's going to win this game, and what a statement to start the series for the Spaniard. We knew that Yo would start slow, and it is a best of 7, but this is truly insane from him to be able to pile on this much aggression and then take engagements that were so good throughout the entire Castle Age.
Yo gets a good shot with his mangonel.
TaToH going to get the shot back. Still 4 mangonels on the TC.
Let
him cook.
There is a world there. Yes, exactly. Thank you for adopting that. There is a world where TaToH looks away for a second and his entire siege is gone, and the cav archers are being pushed away.
Yeah.
Magyar Hussar are doing a lot of damage to these mangonels, and all the siege is gone.
At the very least, I'm just happy we're seeing Magyar Hussar, right? It's not something you see that frequently. Shout out to TaToH's camel that was sitting on that wood line for the last 20 minutes and now is going to die, but he did something before death. I don't know, though, man. Like, Yo, he's at 18 on food. TaToH's at 33. TaToH's going to drop a forward castle. TaToH could still hold map control. And TaToH could realistically still just run right into Yo's base. He kind of has done so with the light cav on the right side. Or I guess like the back. But there's nothing really stopping him from continuing this damage.
Also, ballistics just now coming in for Yo. So the cav archers can just keep picking away at everything and then run away.
Yep.
As another mangonel comes out. And TaToH has 3 relics behind this.
Wow,
So
that's crazy.
I love the fact that after all this pressure, and you can see all of his attention has been here as well. He's been macroing well behind to grab those relics while he has map control.
Yeah, it's
nightmare,
impressive.
This eco for Yo. This is an absolute nightmare at the back here.
Like, Yo against so many players could probably get away with a bit of greed, defend with 1 or 2 engagements with the skirms and mangonels, drop a castle where he wanted to on the hill, and then he's fine. But against TaToH, this pressure always seems to pay off. And this is... TaToH's one of my favorite Arabia players, man, because no one else goes all in Castle Age these days, it feels like. Like, most people just go up to Imp to get Bracer and Trebs. But TaToH's like,
find
nope.
The other TC from Mr. Yo, the one in the north. He
Oh,
did find
man.
it. He saw the villagers leaving there earlier, and Yo will go for a castle defensively. Yo is still at 122 vills.
Crazy.
But TaToH is up to the Imperial Age, and TaToH is going to have 40, I repeat, 40 cav archers plus to upgrade.
Yeah, and TaToH has known for a while now that Yo is struggling for wood because when that camel died and a couple of the light cav were over here, he saw there's no wood line remaining. So he loops in there. He did miss the TC, but at this point, it's just like, Yo, he's got 11 skirms and nothing else. So I really don't think it matters where TaToH hits. And this has got to feel good for TaToH. There are tourney nerves, even for the best of the best. Feels really good to take some pressure off yourself after winning the first one. God, TaToH, he looks... If you didn't know how good Yo was on Arabia, you look at this game and you would just say, TaToH looks built for Arabia, and you're not so sure if the other guy is, you know?
Yep.
But it was just a style thing.
Especially with Magyars, right?
Yeah.
But you might have hit the nail on the head here earlier when you said the closed map doesn't really favor the Magyars here against the Tatars, right? Because they're not usually going into that range composition, which is so much better when the map is closed.
Yeah, Yo was hoping for a map with very little wood with the Magyars. Because there's variance in the map scripts, there is a little bit of gambling at times, right? Like when Vivi picked Burgundians, Burgundians are a civilization that hope for a map like this because of how they play out economically. There's lots of examples of it. Obviously, it all evens out in the end, especially in the best of 7, but there's the castle from TaToH. If Yo's not going to call it when TaToH hits him, I don't understand, but it's Yo, so he never resigns because he's still warming up. But come on, Yo.
He's in the market right now. It's time. Yo is going to need about 3 seconds to really consider this. There you go. There's the GG.
Wow, TaToH just went from 0 to 100 so quickly there in Castle Age. Like early Castle Age, he was still kind of feeling it out, even though he was on 3 ranges. He didn't invest in the bloodlines. He focused more on the economy. But then, right when he saw an opportunity on this southern side near that barracks, he just shot forward with everything. But not something that Yo will be too disappointed in. Again, I think he'll understand everything that we said. He'll understand Magyars weren't really suited for this. He'll also understand that if he was going to beat TaToH today, there was no way he was going to sweep the guy, right? He's going to lose some games. So it's just part of the whole thing.
It's kind of like if you're in Yo's position and TaToH does that, like, what do you even do? Because you want that second and third TC. If your opponent is going all in like that, aggression, you want the second and third TC. And if you're going to go second and third TC, then you're going to have to invest in the Siege Workshop as well to keep yourself safe.
Yeah.
But that means you can't make army. And even if you did avoid those 2 TCs and make army, what are you making here? You're making knights through choke points in the middle against cav archers with TaToHs on a hill?
I think
it just doesn't feel the greatest.
It doesn't feel great, but I have seen Yo so many times get value with very little. Right, so like 5 knights, avoiding the cav archers as he defends with siege, for example. And at the very least, if he's got 5 knights trying to run over towards TaToH's base and TaToH's walling it out, or TaToH's chasing with cav archers, still it's making TaToH react in some way. Yo just sat back and reacted the whole time. And I remember a point where Yo had like 800 food and 400 gold. Like, get armor, make a couple knights, and just try and do something would be the real change I think Yo needed to go for there. I think still the cav archers then get ballistics, chase it down, but then they're maybe pulled out of position, which allows Yo to get better siege engagements. You just can't be that reactive. You have to do something offensively to have a chance. All right, Frank's Vietnamese. A fun matchup, and this is a matchup here in Game 2. You're feeling good if you're TaToH. We have a generation which is definitely a bit more open than the previous one. But will TaToH be laming here? We've seen some epic lames in King of the Desert. It is allowed. And one of your Civ bonuses as the Vietnamese is to know exactly where your opponent's TC is. So no surprise to me, TaToH's making a beeline over there.
Why on earth is Yo scouting the back of his base with the scout? That's
No,
where the goat should be, dude. Come on, man. This is, beginner stuff here, Mr. Yo.
Yeah, we've seen it before, right? And we might look back at that moment as a mistake, but he's going to lose 1 goat. He does bring in one of his elephants, but TaToH's going to find the other elephant. And laming is so easy if the elephants are on the front, and TaToH's not going for it?
Nope. He's going to look for goats. I think losing the HP on that when you don't know where your opponent's scout is.
That's true.
And you've already taken 1 goat. So you've already damaged him, and you have potential to grab a few more and bring them back. And every goat that you take is like plus 200 food for you because you're getting 100 and you're denying 100 from your opponent.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I mean,
really nice.
And I think TaToH isn't in a position to take a risk because he is up 1 game, right? He doesn't want to throw early, but we know that there are a lot of players who wouldn't hesitate and would just go for that elephant immediately. This might,
MBL.
Yeah, like MBL. TaToH at one point, even though he didn't get it because MBL then blocked it. I'm sure like Vivi, even Viper didn't hesitate when he saw Rhino yesterday, though he failed to lame, but still surprised personally. But it is maybe TaToH showing how confident he is that he can win straight up and he doesn't need to take those risks.
I'm very surprised that TaToH has not come back to his base because this is the classic thing with laming, right? You go forward, means you didn't scout, and now Yo just finds your goats.
Yeah, true.
And now you've lamed yourself. And TaToH will come back with the scout, so he might be able to find these. I don't know why Yo is sending the goats in that direction. Oh, no. Right back towards TaToH. Hello.
That's unfortunate. Yeah, I think what you want to do there is you want to shift-click them and go to the north first, and then loop the whole way around.
Yeah.
But
also, I'm looking at Yo's map, Tristan, and like, it's not the worst map ever because of all the wood, and wood is the most important resource. But look at both his secondary golds here. Look at his main stone.
Rough. Yeah.
Look at his first stone. The only like super far back resource he has is that secondary stone at the back. And it's just like, it's so wide open at the front here with hills. he's gonna have to do a lot of work, or just keep applying the pressure in this game.
It's so good for him, though, that he's a civilization that doesn't rely on gold early. Like, if he was an archer civ, there would be some bigger concerns. The fact that he's probably going to go scouts, which is just food, and then the natural transition after that is probably skirms, means that he can use this map with the safe wood lines to have great food in wood eco, and then control the map to then take the gold. But I agree with you. Definitely some concern. But if you look at TaToH's golds are underneath hills. Like, every single one. Where if he were to get hit, it would be problematic.
If we were to trade, I'd take his golds. I think Tats is going to wall around that. Look at the way the houses are coming down already. He's just going to wall straight around it to the wood line, right?
Yeah, I guess we'll end up seeing. I think TaToH has a civilization where he's going to keep Yo guessing a little bit. Because when you think Vietnamese, you think archers. But they're also good at going scouts. You could do that. They have good stable units. Another civilization where I've seen TaToH go cav archers before, including our. Do you remember NAC show match where Nilly and I both drafted a team?
Yes.
Oh, you were casting that actually. Yeah.
I don't remember any of the games though.
Okay, we went Vietnamese cav archers, so that definitely rings a bell for me. Because Vietnamese cav archers, I think,
They have more HP.
They get more HP. I'm trying to think how much HP they have after Bloodlines in Castle Age. What that number is.
I think they have like...
It's like
80?
78 or something weird?
78?
Anyways, it's really good.
What's the percent? 84.
84 in Castle Age. It's pretty
But
epic.
also, Frank's cav archers have more HP.
True. But they don't get Bloodlines on top of it, so...
Yeah, but before Bloodlines, though. And we've seen Doubt make Frank cav archers before, all right?
I remember MBL did that as well during a Red Bull event. It was like Winged or something. I think you and I were casting that, and we're like, cav archers? And then it worked, of course. So,
Cav archers work with many civs.
Yo
People
didn't
just
have
aren't brave
food underneath his TC, but now he's going to have all the food underneath his TC because he'll have 3 goats coming back. He's dropping the stable. And TaToH also pushing in an ostrich here, so both players getting as much food as possible. TaToH's going to drop a stable too, but he'll be fighting at a disadvantage with the scout HP.
If Yo ever gets this base locked down, which it looks like he is, his wood situation is so nice.
Yeah.
Like there's 5 massive wood lines in the corner. As long as he doesn't need to leave that area, he's okay. It's just the golds that are going to continue to be an issue here. And he's actually opening scouts, and we're seeing, it's funny, the better the players get, the more scouts we're seeing in the openings. As Yo, once again, killing the ostrich. He's having some problems with these ostrich here.
So Yo's map suddenly not looking too bad. TaToH probably expected scouts. And he's going to see the walls now. And TaToH doesn't really know how good the wood situation is for Yo. But that is a very important thing to have if you're up against a good archer civilization. Like the previous game, Yo full walled, but the cav archers were able to hit so many different wood lines. In this game, if he walls properly, that might not happen.
Here come the scouts from TaToH. They're just, or from Mr. Yo. TaToH is massing scouts, and TaToH, well, he's thinking about walling around to this wood line. He could wall to the edge of the map, but I think his scouting is, well, he's just going to try for the circular wall instead of the...
This is the wall you place when you know you're going to be at a disadvantage here, and you don't want to get caught trying to wall too much and lose 3 villagers. And also, TaToH probably feels as though he's going to want to be aggressive early castle. He can always expand out of his walls if he has map control. So just making sure he doesn't take early losses. I like the patience, but he has to be careful. And he's created a lot here. He's got what will soon be 4 scouts and also 2 spears. But I think he will be able to be... Yeah, he's going to be fully walled here, and Yo's going to have to decide on his next move.
And Yo's going to be fully walled, too.
Isn't it crazy, though, how players can work with a map, right? Now, if we look at these maps, I'm like, I prefer Yo's situation. The gold's
a little
still
bit,
exposed,
as long as he
but...
doesn't, as long as he doesn't get denied off that gold. If he ever loses access to that, he's in big trouble. But I think he's going to prioritize like getting a TC in front of. If you imagine a TC in front of that, suddenly the map looks really nice.
Yep.
For Mr. Yo, especially if he can wall to the edge in the north. It'd be beautiful.
Yo can have a tendency, or at least did have a tendency in the previous game, to undermake army and overboom. So if he does that, there's a hole. There's a hole. Are you kidding me?
How on earth he got bamboozled, dude? There's the bamboo on the stable.
Yep.
And he definitely thought that was completely covered. There's one villager that's going to go down, and that might be the only loss here for TaToH, as he can probably quick wall this stuff at the back there. He's sending the scouts back, and he's sending the spearmen back. So Yo will lose these scouts eventually, and he doesn't have that much room to roam around. But this is an annoyance that TaToH didn't need.
Absolutely. TaToH wants to be making decisions on where he can attack right now, not defend. And Yo's going to be happy with that. It isn't that hole is something that Age of Empires players know is possible, right? Like when you're walling, as we see Yo just run right past the TC to force a garrison.
Mm-hmm.
That's something. But anyways, it is something we should probably say TaToH needs to check, right? Like that's fairly standard. You're checking for that stuff all the time, but obviously very unfortunate for him. Very fortunate for Yo, and he's just buying time with these scouts. I like it.
Yep. Don't take this fight if you can avoid it, Yo. Just keep running around with these scouts, because this means you're safe at home.
Mm-hmm.
And TaToH has to keep an eye on his villagers. He has to keep controlling this military, right? You can potentially pick off one of those weak vills around the farms. Yo's trying to take as many good fights on the hill as he can, and I really like this approach from Yo, but TaToH, with the gate there, is going to trap these scouts in, and he goes for another house, and Yo will just keep running around.
Look at the difference with the amount on gold, though. Yo will see that TaToH just now has arrived at gold.
Mm-hmm.
And at home, Yo's got 9 on gold. Like, he's prepping for knights already. It's probably too much on gold for the time being.
It's going to go up at a really decent time.
Yeah.
TaToH goes for the market. He goes to the market after Yo is gone from his base. He's like, you shall not see what my plan is here.
It's just crazy how smooth the Franks are. If you look at the resources collected, Yo hasn't collected that much more food. I think he produced more scouts. I guess he didn't make a single spearman, but it's just been so smooth for him. This timing is borderline perfect. He just needs to wait a moment. And now he's going to click up to Castle Age because he's going to drop off the resources. Yo, hello, Garrison. There you go.
There we go. Adds another stable, and TaToH comes forward, and TaToH's going to see the full walls, and he's going to be like, well, I think he's up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see any price difference in the market, so he didn't rush it. But Franks are pretty ridiculous. TaToH knows that, and he wasn't putting any pressure on Yo while Yo was in his base. So that's a pretty good opening for Yo. However, he has lost those 2 scouts, so he doesn't really have any map control right now. And TaToH's going to be able to delay him a little bit with this initial army.
I think Yo expects cav archers here. I know it's not super meta, but I think it's just the most natural move. TaToH was late on gold, so archers wouldn't be coming out now. If archers weren't coming out early, then you just don't make them at all, and then you switch into cav archers, because you're not going to go knights against Franks. And there's the ranges for TaToH. This is going to be CA. He could kind of show his plan by researching bloodlines, because he has the stable right now, and that would apply to the scouts. But I think
love this scout from Yo.
Yo's going to go like big boom into Knight and Scorpion, which is maybe what he could have considered in game number 1.
I love this scout. Like, so many players wouldn't add this.
Yeah, it's a good move.
Yo is gonna look around, and he's gonna see this archer range here. No surprise there. TaToH could have gone for the knight approach, but he's gonna opt for the archer range, like you said. And there's the blacksmith. And Yo, if he sees the second mining camp, that would tell him a lot. On the other side, he doesn't. Can count the amount on wood. Like, he's just getting so much information right now as he goes for a second TC on the stone and another one on that side of the gold. Very interesting.
Am I crazy, or would you like to see the TC a little bit more to the north of that gold?
That's what I was saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
just
seems
a little
kind of
bit
weird that the cav archers could sit to the right or crossbows.
Yep.
And still range the gold. But I guess he wants it on the wood as well, and he's going to use his knights. Maybe he wants TaToH's units to be over there if he's playing knights.
It's kind of interesting as TaToH doesn't see the exposed gold to the south of Yo's main TC. So he won't actually know where all 3 golds are. So he might assume that Yo has a safe gold in the back.
Mm-hmm.
There are the Cav Archers. So smooth with Vietnamese here because you're not spending full price for your eco upgrades, so you're able to do a lot. And Cav Archer mass can be really dangerous for the Franks to deal with. They do not have good skirms. Yo opting for a monastery to get relics instead of the early Siege Workshop, but now he adds the Siege Workshop as well. That's not too bad.
I think if you're Yo, I mean, couple important upgrades here. Husbandry is a big one.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And then the armor upgrades, if possible, will be really, really good. He's going to try and keep his TCs running, but I think there's an argument here for Yo to maybe idle one of those TCs and just keep the knight numbers up.
Yep.
I like how he's looping around to the right side of TaToH's base, so he's forcing TaToH's attention back there.
Yep. Agreed.
And forcing him to quick wall, and if he ever gets through here, it could be a couple dead vills. But Yo needs to keep the army numbers strong, and he's actually going for Scorpions now.
Yeah, the Scorpions do some amazing chip damage, and it makes the micro a bit more difficult for the Cav Archer player. Good micro from TaToH, though. He won't kill the Scorpion because it's also good micro from Yo. And this is more along the lines of what we wanted to see from Yo in game number 1, right? A couple knights looping around, trying to ask some questions of TaToH. His economy also looking much stronger than it was in the previous game because he's not being raided on his wood lines.
Mm-hmm.
I would be really concerned if I were TaToH that I'm not going to be able to break Yo right now because Yo is Franks. So if he gets enough time, he's just going to drop castles everywhere because they're so cheap, which could allow him to secure the map and go Paladin.
Yo also has wheelbarrow already. Like this eco with heavy plow, wheelbarrow, more villagers. TaToH does have more resources collected overall right now, but I think some of that is due to the market being tallied up in Capture Age. But Mr. Yo will have the steadier economy behind this. And now he's got 4 Scorpions, 5th Scorpion incoming. It's a big Scorpion investment. But that's enough that you can kind of just position them around your base and the Cav Archers won't get chip damage. So maybe you can send the Knights forward now to try and get inside.
Ooh, man. No bloodlines for TaToH, right? So while they do have more HP than a standard no bloodlines Cav Archer, it's still some losses for TaToH, but he kills the Monk. And he also takes out the Scorpion. He's going to take out the next Scorpion as well. And Yo's going to be remaining with just 7 Knights. Oh, and more Scorpions all of a sudden. Holy. He's got 3 more.
And 2 more in the queue. Like, he wants 5.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's impressive from Yo. There's no concern then that he's going to be able to hold this. And he could get an amazing shot. One important thing here. TaToH did just see that gold we spoke of. So now he knows where all 3 golds are for Yo. So he could sit with his Cav Archers near that barracks and deny the main gold as long as he could take Yo's army out. But that's just so many Scorpions. Like, what do you even do against 5 Scorpions if you're going Cav Archers?
I mean, you just got to keep moving around, right? Just got to keep moving around, and he's adding in Light Cav behind this. So maybe he's going to pull them out of position, then collapse with the Light Cav. Yo just now going for the armor. Cav Archers are still hanging out around here, but the Scorpion train is on the way. And Yo loses his first villager of the game. TaToH does have 20 Cav Archers now, but Yo's eco is looking fairly strong. There are 35 farms placed for him. And, well, he's starting to get the armor, so he's going to have a force to maybe clear up TaToH's army pretty soon.
Yeah, and he wants that castle. And I think he wants the castle where those trees are, kind of where the Monk is right now. That's the ideal castle because it protects additional gold, additional stone. TaToH sneaking behind with 3 Cav Archers. Yo noticed this was happening, but it's a distraction. And now TaToH's going to kill the Monk and dodges with the Cav Archers. That could have been bad for him. Very well done from TaToH.
Yeah, I don't think that Scorpion protects the Monk, Mr. Yo. He's got like a random Monk up there with a Scorpion. +2 armor is on the way. And there's a lot of Cav Archers here from TaToH, but the thing about Knights versus Cav Archers, the Cav Archer player has to be on the ball constantly, microing them back. And the Knight player, well, they can do a bunch of things. They can just patrol the Knights in, take out Cav Archers one at a time, and then loop around a couple Knights. And if there's a hole in your base, as the Cav Archer player, you're toasted. Like, those Knights are going to get in, and it's just such a headache.
This is so much easier to control if you're Yo. It's a patrol war. You patrol Scorpions, patrol Knights, and then add farms. For TaToH, he can't focus as much economically because of how you have to control these units. Love the decision from Yo here for some damage control because he's got his castle now. As long as he's not broken here, he'll be fine in the Scorpions! Oh, jeez. That could have been so much worse for TaToH if he wasn't Vietnamese. There's a lot of weak ones in there.
Bad, dude.
Yeah.
It's still really bad, right? Every time you're losing like 10 HP on these Cav Archers, it just makes it easier for the Knights to kill. More stables coming up from Mr. Yo, and I think if you were to ask, Mr. Yo is really comfortable in this position. He's got a castle up on his 2 golds. He's got +2 for the Knights. He's adding stables, so he's going to have 4 stables producing. He's got 6 Scorpions defending on the other side if the Cav Archers come in again. And now this is a Yo style of game, where he's got Eco behind, and he's raiding with +2 Knights.
Yeah, I love how he now recognizes I can just leave my base now. I'm fine. And you
Cav
could
Archers,
actually...
no.
I don't think you should lose the Scorpions. You should keep the Scorpions closer to your castle. But he could lose the Scorpions and maybe still okay. Again, he shouldn't. Yo, throwing away his Scorpions here. TaToH will recognize that there's no Knights, so maybe he needs to defend himself. And the house walls from TaToH, very impressive. Still has a lot of work to do, though, because once the TC's up, the Knights can run in.
Yeah, and he has to send the Cav Archers back. He just has to, right? There's nothing else back here to defend. Mr. Yo already working away on the walls, and it was a great house wall here from TaToH, but now he's not pressuring Yo, and Yo is perfectly content with this situation. He could just pull the Knights away at any point, and he's got 95 vills with 43 farms.
Yeah, I think...
He's fine.
And look, even a 4th TC... This is the most frank game we've seen in a long time. It's just eco, Knights, and then castles to protect the map. I would like to see Yo drop a castle near that TC first. Or maybe not first, but soon after that.
Up. Yo's up. TaToH is in trouble.
Well, not if Yo throws away all of his Knights in the back. You got to be careful here. You basically cannot engage against this many Cav Archers until Imp.
That was awful, dude. What is he doing? He's got more Knights coming in the front. They're gonna find a light Cav. He escapes with those ones, but he's still in a fine position. TaToH getting handcart, Yono getting handcart. 20 villagers plus ahead.
Yep.
And he's got 3 gold secured now. Once that TC goes up.
Yeah, I think Yo should start dropping those castles because he's trying again to raid. This could lead to more deaths, and eventually TaToH's going to be looking for damage. TaToH still isn't clicked up. I'm not the biggest fan of TaToH still spending food on Lycav, because I think he's got enough army right now to cover the map in what ways he needs to. Very well done with the house walls, though. Big horde looking to counterattack at Yo's base right now in the north. But, like, I mean, Yo's dropping the castle. Oh, God, that castle, though. It's far too casual for me in the south.
It's a frank castle, dude. Even if it's denied, I mean, no stone investment, right?
Yeah.
That's the thought process. Cav Archer's now coming in towards the stone for Mr. Yo. He's going to have to deal with 2 armies at the same time. And TaToH now placing a castle on that forward hill. Mr. Yo is going to loop over to deal with this Cav Archer army at some point. Probably. But he's actually dealing with the one in the north. So the castle from TaToH might go up. How long it's going to stay up with a castle on either side from Yo is a different question once he reaches Imperial Age.
Yeah, is the timing right for TaToH is the question. I'm concerned that Yo just has all the tools in his toolbox now to be able to make Trebs and Cav and push this right back. But it is pressure because right now TaToH's behind. There's no doubt about it. He's got to try something. He's even clicked Pikeman now, so he's going to stay in Castle Age and try and go Pikes with the Cav Archers as he's got 40 Cav Archers. Oh, man. Wouldn't it be something here if TaToH was attacking the Cavalier stable? Because he's going to...
I was just thinking that.
He's going to break through.
Just thinking that, but he's attacking the other one. Castle is now ranging that TC, and Yo will go to the neutral gold instead. Yo has 123 vills. He's still only lost 4 villagers this game, and he's going to start to have Trebs. That must have been a very demoralizing feeling for TaToH. You get the castle up, and you're like, yeah, didn't think I could get that one up, and then you see your opponent. It's Imperial Age.
Yeah, and then you got to consider the stat differences here. Cavalier.
Oh, good quick wall from
amazing
TaToH
quick wall from TaToH.
Oh, my God, bro. If he let those in, he was dead. Like, dead.
Agreed. Is Pikeman enough against Cavalier when we have one upgrade that would apply to the Pikeman right now? TaToH stonewalling the army out for the time being. Still hasn't broken through to Yo's base, and at the same population as Yo, he just realizes I'm helpless here and taps out and calls the GG. And honestly, I kind of understand because Yo is not going to lose those Cav anytime soon. The Cav archers are going to do a lot less damage. TaToH's castle will be down, and what would have happened, and this goes on for another 2 minutes, is Yo just quickly converges on the Cav archer mass once that castle's down.
Yep.
A good game.
It's like from TaToH's position, it's like, I know some people might think that's an early GG, but it's like, even if you get in, what are you doing?
Yep.
If you're TaToH, like, what are you doing? If you get in here with light Cav and Cav archers, you can sit on the farms. That's it. You can't kill the TCs because you're not imp. And then soon your castle's just going to be dead because Yo is trebbing it. You have nowhere to retreat to, and he sends +4 armor Cav against you.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to do enough damage. And you're forever castle age 2. And TaToH recognizes like his base is just going to be full of holes in a second. So it's going to be a continuous race of trying to get quick walls down. So he just calls it a good bounce back game from Yo. And I think Yo did everything that he wanted to do in game 1 here in this game. Franks are just better than the Magyars with the whole wall boom scenario. Yo protected his eco quite nicely, built up his eco quite nicely. And I will mention the hole helped him as well. Killing that villager and then delaying TaToH going to gold kind of eliminated some ideas from TaToH's mind, I think, in Feudal. We have quite an open map here for game number 3. And that is precisely what Yo will want to see when he sees TaToH's civilization. Chinese start with more villagers, have cheaper techs, have a better tech tree. They do so many different things. They're seen as one of the best civilizations on Arabia if your start is clean. And so it's that start includes managing early feudal age. I expect a lot of aggression here from Yo. And TaToH, he needs to make sure that he doesn't get lamed here. So he's going to bring his goats in quickly. Notice how he scouted the front first. I think he'll end up being okay. But actually, as I say that, Yo is looking, he's on the prowl.
Oh, he doesn't see it, though. He doesn't see the 2 goats. The goats are chasing him, bro. He doesn't see it. Oh, that's unfortunate.
That's unfortunate.
Yo doesn't even know which side TaToH is on. It could be to the south still, but he's going to go to the north towards his base. And he's just very skillfully avoiding the goats right now. He's going to find one.
There you go. That's something. TaToH does know his rhinos on the front.
Don't run into the TC, Yo.
Nice dodge there from Yo. And TaToH got his house timing down. Feels like a weird thing to talk about, but normally you don't start building the house right away with Chinese. And in a stressful situation, you can forget it. Not at all speaking from experience. And TaToH's doing fine. He's going to bring in the rhino as well, which he should be doing now anyways as part of his build.
Oh, opportunity for 2 downhill hits there from Yo, but he's not paying attention to the scout at that moment, I think. And he's going to find 2 goats. And even if TaToH comes back and takes these goats, Yo might actually let him take the goats so he can kill them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and you don't want to kill them if you're TaToH because they're your goats.
Yeah.
I honestly think TaToH's time is better suited here, just pushing in another ostrich.
God, that's a rough start with Chinese. Usually you want like 25 seconds idle TC time is okay.
50 seconds.
Yeah, 51 seconds.
Oh, that is rough,
dude.
Yeah.
That's it. That's like you've just lost your villager advantage that you were going to have until your opponent clicks Loom.
And
so that's really bad.
It's easier to play Hindustanis. I know it's not dirt cheap anymore, but it is still cheaper in Dark Age to make villagers. And it gets cheaper as the game goes on. So I think if you could play both civilizations to their full potential, I think that the Chinese are the superior civilization, but it's so difficult to play the game. And the goats from Yo just dodging. It's not the same goats that Yo was somehow evading before.
Yeah, evasive pattern beta. Like he literally just went in circles around that scout. Also, it's a very nice corner up here. I like looking at corners, and this is an interesting one in the north. But regardless,
we've got the dead trees in the northern corner. It's like there was
the hills and the lion and the relic and everything. It's
true.
Just like,
the cactus.
It's just so hilly.
I don't think we're gonna ever look at this hill again, but if we do, it'll be a good time.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, back to your point.
Both goats.
50 seconds of TC idle time's rough. And if I'm Yo, I go 18 pop scouts, and I just try and apply a little bit of pressure early feudal and adapt from there. I think going for man-at-arms is not Yo's style. I think Scouts is very good for Hindustanis as well. And he's going to be on his way to clicking up. Able to get home. Still didn't find some of his goats. But he's even going to push in an ostrich here. So Yo has 0 problems with food. He's probably loving life right now.
Yep. And it's another map that kind of suits the full wall style. If he wants to invest into it early, right? The main back gold and the back stone there with all these wood lines as well. If he gets his scouting in, it's going to be great. And he's going to find the goats at the back now with his own goat.
Yep.
Maybe?
Yep.
No, he sends the scout back there. Okay, cool.
This is amazing. Yeah, he's got so much food eco. The other thing that is interesting is TaToH's golds are rough. And I think it's extremely dangerous to just assume you can full wall this. Like, yeah, you can wall continuously towards the right side, but that's still an exposed villager that could be killed by the feudal age scout here in 90 seconds. And then you have to factor in its Hindustanis. And it's almost the forgotten bonus of the Hindustanis. All their stable units do more damage against buildings. So if Yo makes like 6 or 7 scouts and TaToH walls too far from his base, TaToH's not going to have villagers that are close by to be able to quickly house wall behind.
Imagine if Hindustanis got elephants.
Like battle elephants?
Yeah. Just nuke buildings.
Oh, that's true. Well, I wonder if it'd be classified as a stable unit. I forget how it's worded in the tech tree. It's stable unit or is it mounted units?
It is mounted as well. You just mount it on an elephant.
Yeah,
right?
I know. I just don't know the way the bonus works.
Like if a guy was riding a unicorn, it'd still be a mounted unit.
I know. But
if we had whale
if it
navy riders, it would still be a mounted unit.
That might be the way to finally get my fiance to play this game. Whale unit. She'd be all over it.
She'd be hunting down those people riding dolphins.
I don't know if I ever told you this, but when we were first talking years back, she was checking out my content. She's like, "What's dolphin nothing?" I'm like, it's a map where you just eat dolphins." She was like, "Oh, that's not really that cool." I was like, "It's not that serious. It's fine." The scouts for Yo. He got good engagement against TaToH's scout as well. It's minimal, but he is a hit and an HP off or ahead. And TaToH's going to add scouts as we'd expect. Is still pretty open here. And doesn't have goats underneath his TC here. So TaToH actually cannot justify horse collar in this type of position.
No,
as he'd be struggling.
Yeah, he's going to invest into a couple extra scouts and buy food. Even with the bonus for Chinese, it's not that much of a discount.
Yeah.
3 farms now for TaToH. And we look at Yo's eco. He's still got goats in reserve. He's still got so many berries. He's going for the big wall there. Scouts will give him time to get the wall down. And it's almost complete.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy how, like, this King of the Desert, most of the earlier rounds and into the group stage has all been militia into archers into the relatively new builds, right?
Yep.
And then we get 2 guys like Yo and TaToH, and it's just scout opening every single game.
I think it's a style thing too, right? Like I wonder how Hera Vinchester will play later. I think we'll see a lot more of the early archer aggression and militia in that series. I feel like if Yo gets his walls down, this is another perfect opportunity for a player in this series to go Cav Archers.
He's still missing the 2 goats, Yo?
Which goats?
The ones north of his... He's still missing 2 goats, even though he has 2 extras under his TC.
I think he had... Is he 400 food ahead with the goat exchange?
Yep.
Something along those lines? And oh man, dude, we have seen players wall towards their TC so many times, but TCs don't hit anything anymore. People just run right by them now. And that's precisely what happens. Did they take any damage? Maybe a smidge. But Yo is through.
HP. Well, we'd have to classify what a smidge is, but like probably a smidge, yeah.
I think less than 5 HP is a smidge.
Okay.
And then between 5 and 10 HP is a bit.
Smudge? A bit, oh.
And then, yeah, maybe it's smudge, and then 10 to 15 HP is a bit. And then 15 to 20 HP is a little. I can keep going.
Okay.
I won't, though. This is Cav Archer territory.
We're not, yeah, exactly. Like, is TaToH literally taking this back to Wallow 3? Like, are we going Red Bull 3 here with just a full Cav Archer play, regardless of Civ?
Dude.
Any map?
Okay, so people don't have to agree with me on this, because it's good to have people with different opinions in this world, but this is so much more enjoyable for me than make archers, sell your soul at a market, and see who gets ballistics on crossbows faster.
It is
so
more
much
enjoyable
better
for me. Yeah. Like, I don't mind that stuff being mixed in, and technically that's more aggressive.
Yeah.
But this opens the door, like, being full walled here opens the doors to so much more strategy variance than that. And then we can speculate about it, right?
I guess the
It does
problem
take a
here...
little bit longer for the game to get cooking, though.
Yeah, and I guess the problem in this particular game is that this does not suit... This map and the way this game is played out has not suited the Chinese really at all. TaToH feeling a bit desperate here as he drops a market. But you are marketing blind here. Like, you don't want to sell all your stone because you might need to drop a tower at some point. And you still don't really know if Yo has a range or not at home. Now, he has added one. So that could be for some early archers and skirms from Yo. But still really feel like, you know, Yo's the type of player to want faster, more mobile units. He loves to boom. You have cheap villagers with Hindustanis. Cav archers just make so much sense to me here.
Begun the spear wars have. There's 3 spearmen chasing after 2 spearmen. TaToH's trying to pull him into his archers. Big moments here, folks. There's 3 spearmen for Mr. Yo. Retreat. TaToH's got to be careful. They could clear his eco if he's not paying attention for an hour and a half.
That's cheating, man. These spearmen, you could tell they're a little annoyed. Like, come on, guys. This isn't a fair fight. The scout from Yo being chased by 2 scouts from TaToH. TaToH clicks up. Similar Castle Age times. TaToH's definitely going to drop a TC on that gold first thing in Castle Age. I think there's no question. You just have to. And he is massing archers as he adds also second range. So he is going to go for crossbowmen. Yo actually adding skirms at home right now. And amazing scouting from Yo. He just has 1 scout remaining, but he saw the range. And so he's able to make the right decision. Obviously, going into skirmishers, if you're up against Chinese, can be dangerous sometimes because they can also go knights.
I think the thing here for Yo is that he has the full walls down, forward of all of his stuff too, and the gold is completely secure there, right?
Yeah.
So if Yo adds like a TC in the back and just makes a little bit of military, those walls are going to buy him a lot of time, even if TaToH goes really aggressive here, which he shouldn't with Chinese.
Another game for Yo where he has forward stones and golds in the long term, but he's walled in a way where he could have an amazing boom into a defensive castle or just army to protect that area.
The goats have still not been found. They are still there.
Just forget about the goats, dude. They don't matter now.
Whoa.
Well, okay, I'm sorry to any goats watching. You do matter, but you just matter a little bit less beyond the 18th minute. That's all.
Viper's watching like, excuse me?
Listen, we all have our time, all right? We all have our time in life.
It is skirmishers in defense here from Yo, so completely knew the archers were coming. He's now in the Castle Age, and he can make camels. He's going to add 2 extra TCs, 1 on the stone and 1 on the wood.
Wow.
Now, Gulam is a unit we haven't seen in a while, and Chinese definitely have solutions to Gulam with some knights in front of the crossbows, but the Siege Workshop now coming from TaToH, and he's going to be controlling both of those golds.
Yeah, and this is... I feel like we've seen Yo revert back to what he tried in the first game. So I'm kind of curious about this now because game 1 invites a lot of pressure. He had way less army than he does now, which is saying something because he only has 8 army. But game 2 dropped the town centers but fought for some map control. And now again, he just goes immediate 3 TC, and you have TaToH in a position to pick off villagers on a wood line and pressure it with siege. Man.
The goats are still there. TaToH found them, but he didn't take it.
You saw the goats. Thank you for the goat update, Dave.
and that's Dave with your goat update of the day. And now goat update of the day. Second goat update. They have been found, but they are still stationary there, Tristan.
Yep.
So if we have any extra updates, we'll be right back with you.
Thank you. And we will now return to the news where we're talk about Yo booming on 3 TCs. And
Double outpost.
Sorry, I missed that.
Never mind. Go ahead.
Okay, gotcha. And still no second TC yet for TaToH. But this could snowball so hard on Yo. You can't make knights, right? So you can't easily snipe siege unless you have your own siege. And your skirms are just going to get flattened here in a second. The monastery, it makes some sense if your opponent has some knights, of course. Let's see how good TaToH's micro is here. He won't have the TaToH Hill bonus at play here, which he did in game number 1. But I like the aggression from TaToH. And the thing is, his focus is going to be on micro more than Yo's is, because Yo is focusing on adding TCs and villagers as well.
TaToH attack grounds, the other side of this house. Oh, we're coming in live here with a goat update from Dave. Tristan, the goats are still stationary. Officials are saying the goats may not know how to move anymore, and that TaToH may not have recognized that the goats are under his control. If we have more updates, we'll be right back with you later in the game.
You can't really blame the goats. They saw what happened to all the other goats. So, good. It looks like the word has spread within the goat community that Yo is looking to eat them. But you're the expert on that, so I'll let you.
We'll keep you updated. You just stick to the teleprompter, all right?
The teleprompter says that Yo needs a big mango shot here in a second, and then TaToH needs to stick to the hill. I'm trying to think of my favorite Anchorman quotes right now. You know, TaToH's going to want to dive to take out that siege with those knights, but the monks from Yo, they have to make TaToH respect a little bit. Now, I don't know how much you need to respect one monk. If it's 4 monks, you obviously don't dive. TaToH doesn't know it's only 1 monk right now, or I guess 2.
Redemption after this?
Yeah,
redemption?
Probably.
Yeah, I mean, they're up on the
into
hill,
a castle.
Right? And you see the light cab and the knights. You're just like, yeah, I can't. We're gonna need some. We're gonna need some monks to deal with that. He's got 2 monks in the back, and the light cab are coming in. And light cab was a great tech for TaToH. Yo's got to save this Mangonel, dude. Like, come on,
man, he
repair
got
it.
lucky there.
He got so lucky, bro.
TaToH just taking out the production buildings. We'll see if a camel comes out of this stable before it goes down. Looks like it will. TaToH just now adding the second TC. So he's behind economically. His base is wide open behind this. Yo's going to drop a castle that just stops this from getting worse.
And he's got enough stone back here for another castle.
True.
So, like, when he mines those 3 tiles, he could theoretically come forward, and a castle on that hill in the front would look beautiful for him.
I like this from TaToH. Take out the monastery. He didn't want to take a lot of risks here. No, I think redemption will come in.
He might deny redemption. I don't know. Has Yo done the math on this?
Yo has no choice in the matter. Well, you're thinking Yo might repair it. TaToH moves 1 mango. That is Yo doing the math.
Mangonel, bro. He does, and he moves the second Mangonel too.
Yep.
Redemption comes in. Yo did the math. Yo did the math.
Yeah, I like it. As for TaToH, I'm liking the pressure, but now this could all turn around on him. We'll see if Yo wants to produce Ghoulam. Ghoulam's pretty good against crossbow, but they are a bit weaker than they were when they were first released with the Hindustanis. There's nothing worse than this when you know you're probably behind economically, and then you see the monks doing this.
And they have Sanctity too, and it's just 1 Mangonel getting converted there. The monk is still alive, and it will garrison in the TC. Good dodge by Mr. Yo in close quarters combat against that Mangonel over there. He's still being pressured here, but he is 20 villagers ahead of TaToH. And
Crazy.
You can tell TaToH fully focused on that, right? Idle TC time's starting to creep in a little bit for him.
Yeah, and like, he doesn't have that many farms, Yo, but he's floating food because the Hindustani villagers are so freaking cheap. I think we could even see Yo go for a 4th TC here. I think he's that comfortable. Comfortable may be the wrong word. He's about as comfortable as the goats over there. So we haven't heard a goat update in a while, Dave.
There has been no goat update. No movement whatsoever on the goats.
Thank you. Micro from TaToH, and amazing micro from TaToH as he clears out the monks, and he continues to just linger around here on this stone and gold from Yo.
He is lingering, but Yo isn't. Oh, nice little hop there from that monk, man. That guy's got some jumps. Got in the TC real quick. He wasn't pressuring the main TC from Yo, and Yo is just continuing to add villagers. He's now got Ghoulam's going for the armor, and any second that TaToH isn't attacking his TC with the Mangonels, I think Yo is perfectly happy.
Yeah, that's why TaToH needs to get back to attacking right now.
Camels and skirms are leaving.
Dude, I mean, even just the knights from TaToH clear everything pretty easily that Yo has. So if you try and counterattack here, if you're Yo, I could see the logic, some of the logic behind it. Mango gets converted. This could be bad for TaToH. Oh, wow. What a great job from him again to somehow get himself out of this pickle.
Oh, my God, dude. He lost 2 crossbows against that.
What?
That's sick.
Also killed a monk. Did lose a knight, so the knight could go out and kill the siege. Yo has the most rinky-dink counterattack of all time. Skirmishers and camels.
Be annoying. It's wide open on TaToH's right side. And the Ghoulems are going to come in here and completely clean this pretty soon. If the Knights are out of position, the Ghoulems are going to come in, or the Ghoulems could just go to TaToH's base.
Poor TaToH. He doesn't know what to do because of Redemption Tech. Another conversion comes in.
Oh, boy. He's going to get that Mangonel, Mr. Yo. That's the freest Mangonel kill of all time. He will lose this one, but it wasn't his Mangonel to begin with.
Yep.
And now he's converting the full HP Knight. That could turn around, one-shot the other Knight.
You know what's crazy? TaToH doesn't know this because the counterattack and the stress of everything. But if TaToH just goes Knight, crossbow, loops around, then hits Yo's gold, the rest of the gold for Yo is within vision of TaToH with that Siege Workshop. TaToH, it feels weird, but I actually think he's okay as long as he somehow gets to the back of Yo's base. His army's just better right now. I don't have a lot of faith in Castle Age Ghoulems these days.
The problem is that Yo is going to be in the back of his base if he lets this army do its thing over here.
Yeah.
And Yo, this will give him time to stretch out for potentially a castle on one of these golds in the front that have been the issue, right?
Yeah, it could be a risky one.
If he keeps all the Knights back and his Ghoulems in the middle, the Ghoulems can collapse on the crossbows, take those out because the Knights aren't here. And then Yo can use that time, and he's so good at using time that he's bought for himself with his opponent's attention somewhere else to place a castle and secure the 2 golds.
Look at Yo. He's trying to advance forward to attack to convert these buildings, but he has to be careful. If you see the outpost, you do not want to advance forward there.
Convert it.
Oh, man. Yo's going to drop a castle, Dave. This could be a throw from Yo. Does he realize how bad his army's going to be? Or actually, he's got 17 Ghoulems. How good will they be?
Well, if he converts 3 Knights
then it's fine.
4 Knights, then it's perfectly fine. He's forced to go for that castle. That's not the castle he probably wants. It's the castle he's going to get, though.
Honestly, I was worried he would place it between the golds. This is a protect myself, get to imp, and get elite Ghoulam castle, and that's an amazing choice. Even house walling the left side now.
Yeah.
And this economy from Yo is going to take him to imp. And when you get elite Ghoulam, I think that's when you're taking some much better trades.
He's still got 1,100 gold on that pile. So that's enough to get you elite Ghoulam.
Yeah.
It's enough to keep up some type of Ghoulam production. Oh, that could have been a great engagement there for Yo. There's pass-through damage on these things, and he does have a decent amount of them.
Oh, what is the pathing there?
Why are you running into the middle, though?
I think he clicked them back, and they repath. That can happen. They're only 55 HP, these Ghoulems. So the Knights destroy them.
The Knights are going to take a lot of damage from this castle.
Ooh.
He's got to be careful. Nice little hops here from Mr. Yo as he gets back inside. Maybe a little bit over-ambitious, though.
Yeah.
This is a monk. Pops out the other side.
This is TaToH recognizing that Yo is up. He fully understands the situation. He did hit Yo's woodline at the same time. And TaToH diving through has given himself a fighting chance. Yo's going to try and mix in camels now because he sees TaToH's making knights, but he's going to lose a lot of his Ghoulems before he makes it to the Imperial Age. This is crazy. This has been 10 times harder for TaToH to play ever since Castle Age started, and he is still somehow in this game.
Look at the resources here from Yo. He could sell some of that food. I'm assuming it's still at a decent price. TaToH thinking about Imp, flirting with Imp.
Yep. TaToH needs to kill these monks. Yo's done a great job with the monks this game. It's really been the unit that has kept him in this position. And in the end,
he tosses
Yo
away
clears
all of
it.
his Ghoulems.
Yep.
He clears it, tosses away all of his Ghoulems. Ghoulam production is fairly quick, but he's got to be really careful with where he's spending his gold.
Look at his
because
res.
he still doesn't have full access to the golds in the front.
Those resources, he's made it to Imp with 1,900 food and 755
and
gold.
The food price is still reasonable, and he's just going to go camels now.
Yeah, I think you go camel
Screw the
light cav
Ghoulems.
even. Like if you're, for whatever reason, worried about crossbow, I think you just do that, and yeah. It's been interesting, man. There's been some conversation about the Hindustanis, because when they first were released, they just killed everything. And some people feel like they suck. Some people think they're great. Other people are like, well, it depends. And the goats are still there, by the way, Dave. Dave, goat update. We have a monk walking by the goats in a second. What do you think is happening here?
Yeah, Tristan, authorities are saying that the goats are not interested in the color blue. We don't know how they're gaining this information. Potential insiders here feeding police reports. But we'll keep you updated as soon as we know more. There's a TC now going up in the center of the map.
Yeah, thank you, Dave. Please stick to the goats. We don't care for your expertise on town centers. Gold is going to be crazy for Yo, as he has like 30 villagers on it. And he is heavy camel. He only has 7 of them. But he will have full armor and almost full attack.
It's such an annoying ram. Such an annoying ram.
I almost didn't see it was there. And TaToH's still giving himself a fighting chance here. Because he's all in. He's got pikemen, he's got crossbow, he's got knights. And if he keeps the gold away from Yo, there is a chance.
Oh, +4 armor, though, coming in for Yo. And the light caver in the eco
that's
from
huge.
TaToH. That's so annoying once this armor comes in. Oh, that TC's going to really struggle to kill those. The ram is been taken out. The camels are still pushing around this side. The Treb is taking out the houses over there. And more light cav are being added in with the final upgrade coming in for them. Blast furnace. And if Yo just keeps sending in, 4 or 5 light cav at a time to TaToH's base, eventually TaToH is going to be so distracted, Yo can take a great fight.
Yeah, and that's what he's doing here. And I think you can even just run away with these 15 villagers if you have to, if you're really worried you're going to lose them. Yo's just buying the time for now. So many players would just fully react to this army from TaToH because Yo absolutely needs this area of the map, but he recognizes that raids is the way to go. And I think we see another game where TaToH resigns with around the same pop. Like, does he just call it now because he just knows he could never win this?
I mean, he's coming forward to try for a castle.
Ooh,
right? These villagers are moving forward, and I think TaToH, even being Castle Age versus Imperial Age, really wants to force a fight.
Yeah.
Like, he's got the pikemen, he's got the knights, right? He just wants to force a fight here, and maybe the castle is going to get himself into that situation. The worst case scenario for TaToH is if Yo just keeps sending units into raid.
Well, TaToH's population 150. He is going to get the castle down. Yo only has 1 Treb. This could be a crazy comeback.
Yo might buy himself stone and go for a castle of his own.
Oh, Yo may encounter the goats on his way to this 3-tile gold.
Treb is already working away on this. Treb is already working away on this. Treb is already working away on this.
Treb needs to go away. TaToH will kill that Treb. TaToH's going to hold this gold, I think. I guess he's distracted by the light cav.
Look at what Yo is doing. He's going to the neutral gold in the north. He's like, okay, I'll let you have this. I'll keep killing vills over here. I don't know if that's the best decision. Like, I think if Yo dropped the castle of his own, he like right in front of this gold, even on that flat ground, it would have been fine.
Yeah. I think he could even end up dropping a castle near the neutral. Finding so many eco kills at this point. And yeah, we'll continue to just get out of hand for TaToH. And Yo drops a castle next to the Trebs. And I thought TaToH could have taken the Treb before. I still think he can, actually. This castle could even be denied. This is an amazing fight for TaToH, all things considered.
Yeah, 99 villagers for him now, though. Yo was killing villagers behind this, and the camels are ripping through those knights. The pikemen are there, but the castle will likely go up. Can TaToH deny this? It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Yo deleting the barracks, sending more vills. He's not going to be able to deny this. And the crossbows will go down.
Yep. And Yo is just hoping the double castle will protect the Trebs. Yo knows
Knights are coming into the gold in the north, though.
What? Is TaToH doing this? He's got 44 army.
Yep. If he can hold that castle, he's going to be in a really good position. And he's killed a bunch of these Trebs, but the knights are going down. The castle will fall, and he's still in Castle Age here. So this is like, it's great for TaToH that he's managed to deny Yo off of these golds for so long.
Yeah.
But Yo is already fully teched into light cav. The prices in the market are still reasonable as you see TaToH buying wood for 98 gold.
This
and
is
Yo
ridiculous.
has a bunch of wood.
The crazy thing is, too, is typically if you have all-in Castle Age player, that's the player that has the defensive castles, right? And they're spamming. TaToH's wide open at home, but he's still giving himself a chance. Yo still has limited gold income, Dave. He's trying to make hand cannons and light cav. If it's just light cav, TaToH's pikemen could be enough. Obviously, they can be outmaneuvered. TaToH needs to sit those crossbowmen on the gold right now. He needs to be on stand ground so they don't move too far away and just camp that gold. And there he is. But he's scared of the light cav. Yo wants to drop a castle on the neutral gold he was just pushed off of.
Yep.
And that castle should go up for him. What a game.
This is a crazy level of commitment here to Castle Age from TaToH. And it's all because he saw those 2 golds from Yo in the front, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's great recognition on the map and good job to raid that neutral gold. But once he sees this castle, which he can with the outposts from Yo in the north, he knows the gig is up, right?
That's crazy.
And Yo is still taking that gold in front of his base. That was a really nice attempt from TaToH. But the way Yo set himself up in that game, it just felt like it was inevitable.
Dark Age and early Feudal were just so awkward for TaToH. 50 seconds of TC idle time in Dark Age. His map felt a bit more open. And actually, that's not even true. It wasn't that the map was more open. It was the fact that TaToH couldn't open strong to Feudal that led to him not being able to play as secure. And Yo has just looked smooth sailing after that first game was a bumpy ride for him. Also, I think this is the second straight game where TaToH has resigned with more population. Not saying he shouldn't resign either, but that's a really interesting stat.
Forever Castle.
Yeah.
Forever Castle Age.
Yeah.
Coming in with the final GOAT update of the day, it appears the GOATs have still not moved. The GOATs are in the middle of US space, and they are still clinging to the color red. I fear this will be our final GOAT update, as people are saying the GOATs may be dead.
Yeah, well, they're certainly defeated. Should have maybe switched sides there. Thank you, Dave, again for the GOAT update. TaToH with the better KD even. We haven't really summed up stats too much because these players are getting into other games. But Yo collected more of every resource there. And TaToH needs to find a way to stop Yo from walling up and playing secure. TaToH needs more aggression in Feudal. He actually needs to do what we had said other players were doing a lot more of earlier. The early Archer, early militia shenanigans to make it awkward for Yo, I think.
Malians are good for that. Malians are very good for that.
Yeah, true.
So we'll see Malians against Chinese here.
We are in here, game number 4. It is now Yo's turn to try at Chinese. And again, what he's hoping for is a good start. That GOAT placement, okay, it's fine. Sometimes you can't get all your villagers. I freaked out. I just completely ruined my intro to this. Basically, Yo wants to wall up. Yo wants to play secure. TaToH's coming forward now to potentially lame. So it is a reverse of what we just saw in the previous game. And
TaToH's going to miss Mr. Yo. How much you want to bet? He's going to go right. He should go left. He's going to go right.
I agree with you.
He's going to go right.
He's looking for indicators, I guess, right? You're hoping to see a gold or something that gives you an idea.
He's going to go right.
Yeah.
He's going to go right.
You were right.
Do I go left? Do I go right? He's going to go right.
Oh man.
God. Oh, that hurts.
No, he'll see
hurts.
the lion. He'll see the lion and then go left. Lion left.
No, he continues going right. He thinks he's even further right.
wait, he'll see the cliff and then he'll go left, right? Or correct? Well, not the start he would want, right?
He sees an oasis. I'm only on his scout right now. This is very important because TaToH has sacrificed his early scouting to come out here and lame Mr. Yo, and I have his vision on. You can't see Mr. Yo's base, but it's as far away from this scout as possible.
I think it's bad
Camels,
enough.
okay, now he goes left.
I think it's bad enough where you actually have to go home now, though, because he doesn't have many of his own resources. So that's the risk of laming for you, and there's definitely some luck aspects to it. Had he gone left, he probably finds 2 goats. But Yo has had a perfect start. 25 seconds of TC idle time is expected with the Chinese. And this could affect how this game plays out. It feels crazy that the first 3 minutes can affect so much, but it absolutely can when Chinese are involved.
Yep. TaToH's going to find those 2 goats, though. He's going to find the other goats at the back. So, I mean, he's not going to lose any resources from trying to lame there and not being able to find Mr. Yo. But he still doesn't know where any of the resources are from Yo.
Yeah,
like he knows he's there by process of elimination. There's a slight chance he could be far to the right, but that's very rare. So he'll assume that he's, southwest of him. But Yo managed to push in not one, but 2 zebra now. Because he wasn't forward scouting TaToH.
This is huge. This really changes the odds in this game. I think you favor Chinese a whole lot more now than we did in the previous situation, the previous game at 5 minutes. Because TaToH hasn't even pushed in deer. Granted, we have seen the meta be that in King of the Desert, but you don't need it as much because you get 400 food per elephant. So it's a bit more food than your standard Arabias. But we'll see if TaToH is going to do something other than just scouts. It looks like he's going to go out and build a mining camp. This might be the first straight archer builds that we have seen in this series, actually.
I don't know how I feel about that mining camp. It's good for the first few villas, I guess.
Your Malians, your next mining camp's discounted, right?
Yeah, true.
So just make another one later. It's fine. I think it's not the most efficient because you probably want it to the right of the 3 tiles. But if you do that, then your villagers are further away from
You're
the TC.
exposed.
Yeah.
All right, Loom's coming in for TaToH, and he's finally pushing in a zebra, and he should be... No, he has to go for an extra villager after this because he didn't have the zebra under his TC.
Yep.
That's... it's annoying. And now he goes for a mill as well.
He actually is going to have idle time here. I don't think he can drop off 80 food right now. He seems to recognize that's the situation. Idols, garrisons, and TaToH.
Oh, 498.
Okay.
Oh, so relatable.
But look at the uptimes. Yo is a 2 villager lead. Yo's looking in a good position. Yo hasn't even left his base yet, dude. He pushed in every single zebra. He has all of his goats. As long as Yo doesn't take damage here, advantage Chinese, and it looks like Yo's currently playing towards scouts. If he scouts that TaToH is going for archers, then he might turn this into skirmishers. But it's Yo's turn to go the wrong way? Where's he going? Yo.
He's looking for wall potential, Tristan. He was looking for a wood line here that he could potentially wall to, I think.
Maybe.
On that side. Now he's coming back this way.
It would be funny if he encountered
go
the same
north.
things.
He's probably just going to find the mining camp from TaToH.
Yeah. I mean, he'll get vision. A bit more vision when he's in feudal. He'll move faster. So he's obviously going to find TaToH. TaToH is now going to find Yo. Straight archers from TaToH. And I expect a lot of commitment from this guy here. Because early Castle Age can be devastating against the Chinese.
Yo found the neutral gold. So he's much more fortunate than TaToH. And now he sees the secondary stone.
Yep.
He's going to see the barracks. And he sees the feudal age timing here from TaToH.
Yep, drops a stable, drops a house. What you want is you want the resources to get both your eco upgrades and make scouts, and this is perfect. Oh, man.
What a nice opening here from Mr. Yo.
That's so clean. This is why TaToH stayed forward for so long, trying to find... I mean, we know we went the wrong way, but he didn't double back right away because he knew how important it was to slow down the Chinese. And Yo isn't 100% certain on what's coming out of that barracks, if anything, because his scouting was late. So he knows there's potential for men-at-arms, which is why he's walling now.
He knows it's probably not men-at-arms because they would have been at his base already.
Yeah.
Timing, right? When he saw the barracks. So he's chilling over here waiting for the range to go up, but TaToH actually has the range over on the other side. And now Yo is just kind of outside of the range of that barracks, the line of sight of that barracks, and he knows where the gold is. So if TaToH doesn't keep a spearman near this or wall it up, Yo could get some damage. He has walled it up. And TaToH will be looking around the rest of TaToH's base.
And TaToH just now sees Yo's going for scouts. He gets confirmation at home as well as seeing the stable. And Yo sending another scout to the left side to see what TaToH's doing. He's confused right now, and now he sees the range, and suddenly there's less confusion for him. So the way this normally plays out, it's all very technical. You have
Archer range
for Yo to go skirmishers. TaToH has a limited period of time to get value before that happens. If TaToH doesn't get value, and even if he does get value, he is going to need to think about a stable to make scouts against the skirms, and that is a dead villager there. And TaToH walled so much, Yo found the one area where a villager was exposed. Oh, man. There's the
range blacksmith. And the thing about scout into skirm is that your eco is set up so much better to go up to Castle Age without using the market.
Yep. because you
than
have
the
so many
Archer.
farms. And you're Chinese. You have had
yeah.
more villagers, and you have way more food on your farm. So yeah, your eco is just flying right now. TaToH needs villager kills.
Already like 500 resources collected ahead.
Yep.
From Mysterio.
Yep. And we'll see if fletching comes in. Here it is. Now, Yo should be expecting he's vulnerable on the left because he's walling towards the TC on the right. He's not really taking many risks. But TaToH still has the starting scout to push back any skirms, and Yo won't have fletching himself.
Yo, catch a glimpse of this army. He does. Fletching is coming in. If the scout can block, maybe they can take out that villager. Maybe, but the skirmishers here are just diving towards those archers. Yo will go for a gate behind this, and Yo will go for fletching here, or does he delay fletching and just trust in the skirms?
Oh, fletching's on the way now. That answers your question.
Okay.
If the scout was full HP, this would have been a bigger issue for him, but just good patience from Yo. And TaToH has to have the unfortunate circumstance of microing down skirmishers with archers. You just kind of had to there.
And the scouts are coming back, so if those spearmen are out of position, archers can die.
Yeah, it's actually good for TaToH his spearmen are still alive, because maybe he can escape with his archers. And if you got a big ball of archers combined with something else later on, could always make all the difference.
Oh,
Yep.
hits on the scout, too. That's so nice when you're playing skirms.
Mm-hmm.
And now Yo can just simply wall up, limited amount of skirm production, add farms, go to the gold, and start thinking about Castle Age. I think some extended walls on the right will be needed, though, because this one here is going to be a little bit difficult, especially with only one wood line to access. Could be an issue.
This is the type of game why people ban Chinese, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is why players have banned Chinese or picked Chinese first in tournaments for years. Because if this happens, Chinese are just so smooth. And it's unfortunate for TaToH that he also had Chinese in his draft, lost, and now he's facing a better start from the Chinese. But he's got to fight this back. Yo will likely have a better castle time, but is Yo expecting the scouts here? He didn't see it yet, but you notice how he sent the skirms back?
Oh, he didn't.
He knows, though, right? Like, he should advance in there unless there's a stable. Yo just has that sense because he's probably played this a million times. This has kind of been the meta here with the Malians and other civilizations for a while.
And he's going to get confirmation. No, he still misses the stable. Still misses the stable. Runs in with the scouts.
Wow.
But he's heading back with the skirms because he knows whatever damage I can do forward isn't really worth it if I can have these things defending at home and just go up to Castle Age faster.
So good.
He
Now,
sees the market, too.
this is where it gets even, well, not better for Yo because TaToH's advancing forward, but if these
is where it gets
skirmishers are out
ugly.
on open fields, obviously they get wrecked by the scouts, right? But Yo could actually, he has to be careful here in his wood line. Yo could, as he loses a villager and may lose more, he could just use the skirms to pick off those archers from the other side. And the scouts essentially don't even matter right now.
Yo needs another wood line, though, and the first archer range in the houses he placed on the other one means that shifting over there isn't really an option for him currently.
That's true.
So he'll come back to the initial one. He could lose a lot of villas. He's going for a market now.
Yep. Trying to micro. He's
Unqueue
also
the villas and go up, maybe, man.
Yeah, definitely needs to click up to Castle Age. We're expecting a faster Castle Age from him. He's actually healing weak skirms in his TC right now, by the way. Nice little touch. Would absolutely love to see the final armor upgrade on the skirms, though. Good pressure from TaToH. TaToH's going to have a pretty significant crossbow number when he reaches the next stage, and TaToH's up. Faster
it's a
than
shame
Yo.
that TaToH's Yo click Castle Age behind 2 villagers.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you got to cancel that, you know? You have to cancel those.
And
Get up to Castle Age a little faster. You can't lose that advantage.
when we talk about things, we oftentimes talk about things in what's optimal, right? But this shows that even at this level, if TaToH's able to pile on this much aggression, things aren't able to be completely optimal for Yo. He could have wood problems in the long term. Malians can get ballistics very quickly. I could easily see TaToH building a siege workshop on this hill. Like, this is getting out of hand here. It could get out of hand in early castle still for Yo.
Yo needs to go place the lumber camp on that wood line to the right. I know it's exposed out there, but you're tracking where the archers are. You see the scouts are attacking your house, and you have 2 scouts of your own. You just need access to wood right now.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what he's doing. But he probably should have done this earlier, honestly. Because when he gets to Castle Age, what wood is he going to have to produce anything? He's going to have to buy it with the market.
Love this play from TaToH. What a great recovery, right? Everything that could have gone wrong. Well, not everything, but a lot of the damage he was looking for, let's say, he wasn't able to find. And the odds were stacked against him here, but he's in a position to be really competitive against one of the best civilizations in the game. Malians are currently in that conversation as well, for what that's worth.
Oh, it's so ugly that Yo has no flat ground to place a TC over there. I think buy a little bit of wood and put one on the wood and the stone.
Yeah.
You just need wood access, right? You need just need something safe.
See what TaToH commits to. It's going to be stable and ranged units. Crossbow Bodkin on the way. Yo needs to maybe drop a siege workshop or something where those houses are, because he does not want to lose access to his gold. He needs a building there. He's going to go for +2 armor. He's making knights. TaToH dropping a town center at home as well to catch up in the Vil count a little bit. Crazy what TaToH's doing all at once here.
And Yo's eco, I don't know if resources collected is higher anymore. It's higher for TaToH. I mean, he has used the market a little bit, but Malian faster golds and the fact that Yo was just struggling on that wood line for a very, very long time, benefiting him. But Yo with the +2 armor means that his knights can kind of come forward and raid. If he doesn't need to attack this crossbar army right away, he can just send them into TaToH's base, and it's going to be really tough with that wood line at the back from TaToH, the berries there, potentially even under the TC on the gold. It's going to be really, really annoying to deal with these +2 knights.
Yeah, it's so tricky for Yo to justify going forward to the counterattack right now because he has no gold. So he's left his gold, but he does not have gold access, so it almost feels like instead he's massing what he can to clear this.
He does, bro, Tristan, he doesn't see a secondary gold in the back.
Oh, what?
What?
Oh, that's
rough.
rough.
What do you think it is? Narnia?
Yeah, I mean, I guess in theory you should think that the gold could be there, but in the heat of the moment, it's kind of hard. You're kind of just making sure you see it before you send villagers on a little expedition for it. But Yo's going to try and get his main gold back. There's not a big mass of crossbowmen for TaToH, and TaToH will wreck this. Yeah, Yo will wreck this. Can get his gold back, and does have the villager lead still.
Oh, wow. One knight body. And barely any HP damage to the other ones, as Yo will now wall in these light cav. The light cav are going to be annoying, though. They are faster than the knights. So they're just going to keep running around. Knights will be chasing them. And Yo has walled them in.
Wow. And now, remember, you still have cheaper technologies. You have +2 on your knights. You have the eco to maybe go for a third town center. And TaToH, that was kind of it for him. He's got a couple camels with 1 upgrade. He's got 3 crossbowmen. He's got 3 spearmen. But this is just, it feels like it's kind of fallen flat for the Spaniard as he drops a TC that he has to place in a weird spot because of the amount of hills.
I can't believe Yo doesn't see that gold. Like, if he if he sat there and thought about it, he'd be like, it's either a bugged map, but the admin hasn't contacted me, or my gold is right there. But in the heat of the moment, in a game like this, you're not thinking like that.
Yeah.
Right?
I think he will probably outpost at some point and find that gold. Yo could even consider taking this fight. If he looks at those camels, TaToH doesn't even have
bloodlines. He can fight
bloodlines.
this 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, the monk is going to make things difficult now. But Yo's just pulling it outside of the range of the TC. He can kill these spearmen for free. The crossbow's still hanging out on his woodline, and the TC is going down on the gold.
Yo sending a monk to the south to get a relic. Yo will have his 3rd TC up. He's up 2-1 in this series. It's a best of 7. Yo
he realizes
definitely
the
has
gold
the
is
lead
there.
in this game.
Ah, he found it. Okay, here we go. And he finds a neutral gold too, and he's probably like, "Why didn't I do this earlier?"
And he's got tons of gold
is
now.
being pressured.
Don't tell me that 1 crossbow from TaToH is going to kill a villager on that farm.
Oh, it will.
Yo, come on, bro. Oh, wait. He pulled it away, actually. That knight, though, not going to be able to kill the crossbow. Amazing timing from TaToH. The crossbow's really fond of those camels right now.
Now Yo knows exactly where the camels are, and
Yeah.
look at TaToH's base. The knights are coming in. The monk is there. Yo will commit on this monk. That's a converted knight. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a positive, right? That's good. I think the way this game is building, though, we see Yo switch into a ranged unit. TaToH starting to mass lots of camels. Yo's pretty heavy on stone. We don't see Chukunu too much in competitive AoE, but they're actually an amazing unit, especially when your opponent's going camels.
Crossbow will die to the knight.
And the knight will commit suicide. Yep.
I also I really like the way that Yo is using that scout to look around the map. Like his exploration is super strong, and especially when you have monks added in, you can start grabbing the relics. And against a player like TaToH, getting the relics early, like players at this level will capitalize on having 3 relics versus 2. Like it's such a big deal.
Yo kills a monk with the light cav, kills the weak crossbow with the light cav. This is the same old story. Yo has a full boom, and he's making stable units.
Castle.
The guy is just
forward.
somehow able to find this type of position every single game. And yeah, here comes the castle.
Is it in the middle or is it forward? It's in the middle.
There we go. He actually needs some army other than knights now, because he's losing his cav. Loses another knight, kills another monk though. Yo's on 2 relics right now. And like you said, he sees the neutral gold in the south, and he sees more relics, so he's going to have the gold.
Yeah, Yo's kind of content to lose those knights in a way because it buys him time to get that castle up in the middle. It also buys him time to get this relic in.
Yep.
So Yo's going to have 3 relics. And he's picking
gonna
up
have
a
4th
4th relic.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude. The scouting coming in clutch. And now TaToH's going for mangonels. Just no.
It's just such a bad spot for TaToH. The timing's just it's not going to be there for him.
Hello. Cancel the mangonels.
And we're not talking like just a couple Chukunu. No, this will be a ton of Chukunu. We'll have ballistics. Bodkanaro's already in. Armor's coming in. Yo will probably aim to build his next castle to the left of his current one in that middle hill.
Another monk.
I just don't know where you go if you're TaToH right now. You can't do any damage to Yo. He's got TCs everywhere, and he will soon have a better army comp.
Where do you put the other castle? Is it on the hill to the left there in front of the gold?
Yeah, I think both players might actually want a castle there. TaToH's going to shift his army there now. This is actually a point where TaToH's army composition is better, because the Chukunu haven't massed yet. So Yo has to be careful. And Yo's going to drop a tower. Interesting decision. He does
I guess
have
you
the
just kind
university.
of prevent the castle from TaToH coming that far forward if you have the tower here already preemptively up. But TaToH could put a castle further back. Also keeps the mangonel away and gives you time.
Yeah.
Is an interesting tower, isn't it? Downhill as well.
Yeah, it just wants TaToH to think twice about pushing that hill. And TaToH is yet again in a situation where he knows Yo will eventually imp, and he just needs to kill fast here.
Oh, sniping that mangonel from behind with the knights. So nice from Yo. So nice. Buys him even more time. Another minute here to mass up Chukunu. And he's got the monks behind. He's going up to Imperial Age. And he's kind of inching his way towards that second castle.
TaToH with +2 armor. He's going to all in this position. He knows how important that gold is to Yo. But again, Yo takes out the siege with a trailing knight.
Yep.
So you just can't be anywhere near this if you're TaToH right now.
And the thing about Yo that it's so refreshing to watch, or it's so nice to watch, is he's doing all of this on 60 EAPM.
Yeah, he's
Like,
a lot slower than everyone else. Yep.
He's not the fastest guy. He can do the fast moves if he really needs to, but he's the guy that is just, maximizing his click efficiency. As the castle now comes up from TaToH, Yo is going to see this, and Yo is going to have 2k gold.
Yo needs to make sure that left wood line doesn't get overchopped. Yeah, he's going to house wall. Because, he can drop another castle behind this and just simply treb that castle down from TaToH. That's fine. But that castle needs to come soon, and then he needs to ensure that he doesn't take more losses elsewhere. Because TaToH is all in yet again. Feels like he's done this every single game in Castle Age. But, unfortunately, that monk for TaToH is going to see Yo's got a gold back there.
Yep.
So, it's not like Yo isn't going to have gold anymore. He's got plenty available.
No, he's got 2,500 and 4 relics. It's kind of sneaking up on him how much gold he has. It's actually ridiculous. He could buy himself 3 castles to completely secure his
TaToH has just done Yo a favor by pushing him off of gold. Because now Yo's will have a better balance to his eco.
I think castle on the right side to fully secure, maybe some stone walls to the edge of the map, and then you just slowly push back through the center.
Yeah.
With your Chukunu.
Or
castle in the middle of your base. It can be a good one, too.
Yo just concerns me at times, right? I still think he wins this game because it's hard to lose from this position, but He doesn't have a lot of army. And okay, never mind. Did TaToH just taps out and calls the GG because he's seen this story before. He knows how this ends. And Yo has won 3 straight now in the exact same way. Just makes it to castle, booms, and adapts to all the pressure that TaToH might send in. It's crazy.
That's like the earliest GG I think we've seen. Like there's still potential there with +2 to run in and try and kill Vils from TaToH. You're still probably going to lose the game, but you might have like a 5% chance to win here against Yo if he mismanages his army.
Yeah, maybe. I mean,
it's a bit weird.
It might be frustration from TaToH. He will have known that he's behind for so long due to how the start went. Also, Yo does say the longer the series goes, the better I play. So maybe TaToH's like, if I have a 5% chance right now, it's actually better for me to resign so Yo doesn't get even stronger.
That's such a caster comment right there.
Yeah, obviously, Mr. GOAT.
You call him the GOAT? Thank you.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Thank you.
Unfortunately for Yo, he didn't reach 30,000 resources collected, though.
It was close. I saw he was 2 away.
Yeah, very unsatisfying to see that. But now TaToH's got his work cut out for him. He needs to win 3 straight, otherwise his journey in King of the Desert 5 will end. I don't think TaToH's played bad, but I don't know how he can break Yo if Yo is just able to so comfortably survive.
Try Militia or Men-at-Arms.
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm saying with TaToH. I said it before the set. Like sometimes he gets a little too creative, or he plays, I wouldn't say non-meta because these have been okay openings, but they're not the most up to date on the meta currently. When we're thinking about what we've seen in KotD, and maybe that might be enough to pressure Yo early and get an advantage in one of these games. Because since game 1, he hasn't had one. Anyway, here we go. Game number 5, and Yo is 1 game away from being in the semifinals here. He's playing as the Portuguese. TaToH is playing as the Poles, and he has a better berry generation than what we were talking about with Vivi. Also has a fairly decent map, so maybe he can make something work here. Portuguese are definitely favored, however, in the current meta.
I think you can make this really messy. It feels weird with Poles because you want to have a safe game where you can freely farm around your mill. But I think the way TaToH has played Castle Age anyways, it shows that he has a tendency to want to go all in. I honestly wouldn't mind to see like Scout, Skirm, Towers. Just crazy all-in Feudal Age pressure here against Yo.
From Yo. Look at how early that is.
Ah, okay.
He's going for the no lumber camp play. He's no lumber camp gaming.
Yeah, so the build that I knew with this is 3 on goats at the start, and then you go 4 on wood. I'm pretty sure you could go, 4 on goats and then 4 on wood, and then basically build your lumber camp before you go up to the next stage. And what this means then for Yo is this will be scouts. It's very difficult to flex this into archers, though it is still possible.
Well, I mean, he's open scouts every single game.
Yeah.
So this is the 5th time's the charm, I suppose.
Yeah, your uptime can be really insane. I played in a tournament where you only play with 1 civ, and I was doing 18 pop scouts, no loom. It was pretty sick. Problem then is when 2 militia show up.
Disaster.
And then you're like, oh, suddenly being faster to Feudal Age isn't good anymore. Okay. Well, for TaToH, he definitely has a map that, as you said, is better than what Vivi had in his quarter against Viper. His berries are on the back. His golds are, as exposed as they'll be in a normal generation here. So I think...
Imagine building your empire off the little, vines from a berry bush. Do you have the materials needed?
If you run out of things, is that what you need to do?
Here you go.
There's a civilization bonus. Civ is very resourceful.
Twig. Yeah.
It's like you could pick up rubble from a destroyed building from the enemy and ship it back home in order to collect resources. I don't want to give the devs any ideas here.
Well, they kind of did that, though. People would, take apart ruins and stuff.
Yeah.
But they wouldn't use twigs from a fruit bush to build anything other than a wicker basket.
I think they might plug a hole in the ceiling with the twigs.
Is that what you use twigs for?
I don't know.
There's
I
this
don't.
hole in the ceiling. Your fiance's like, Tristan, can you fix this?
Sure, let me go
you
get
get-
some twigs.
You're like out in the garden.
So, speaking of random things that aren't really applicable to the game, it does not look like fall, and yet there are fall leaves on top of Yo's mill right now. What's up with that? There's no tree around. I'm not seeing any
drying,
wind.
No, that's drying tobacco. He's drying out the tobacco. on top.
Oh, I forgot about
So he
the
can-
Portuguese tobacco
Yo
business.
does smoke a lot, dude.
That-
Yo
that's
smokes
true.
A lot.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
And I don't know if the full work's going to have leaves. Now I'm curious. TaToH's going to build that now. I like how TaToH prepped 2 palisade walls there, just in the off chance that Yo would come in and attack that or go for militia. We know Yo's going for scouts. Full work. Are we going to have leaves? I don't think so. Nope, no leaves. It's a very well-kept roof here in TaToH's economy. Not so much at Yo's. 18 pop, Dave. This is a really nice build. Because you've got the 4 villagers on berries, bringing in the food, obviously, but a trickle of wood on top of now your 1 lumber camp. The same old story for Yo. Has he gone scouts every game? I'm trying to think back.
Yeah. Literally every game.
Huh. It's crazy.
I think the only game one of them didn't open scouts was last game from TaToH.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's funny too because people have been like, scout opening doesn't work. Well, it turns out it does work. As long as you're walling up your base behind it, scouts are essentially buying yourself enough time. And as long as your opponent isn't trying to pressure you super early with the 2 militia drush or men at arms.
TaToH is doing something here that is completely ruining his opening. He's trying to go full wall, but he's also trying to go double lumber camp on 19 pop, and his barracks will be so delayed. He might not even add a barracks because he's not close to the wood yet for that barracks. So maybe taking some risks. I mean, we know that even if he wins this game, he's at a civ disadvantage in some of the future games, at least based on our preferences. The risks have to be taken. But no aggression against Yo. Just allows Yo to control the game. And Yo goes archer range. Interesting.
Hey, archer range here. So, it won't be that stable build like you thought with the early mill. It's going to be archers, and Yo is going to try and wall up a little bit around the side. He's been housed for a while? No.
Worst thing that could happen for...
He is housed. He is housed.
Worst thing that could happen for TaToH here is to lose his scout to Yo's scout because he doesn't know what Yo's going for. Right now, he's winning this scout fight, and I'm sure he's just going to go spears because he's expecting scouts from Yo because Yo's done that every other time. But if Yo were to win this fight somehow, which he won't, that could be bad for him. And Yo's going to try and escape. No, he won't. And there goes the scout. And also to go back to work hotkey doesn't work for TaToH. And I'm sure that's not tilting him at all at this point, being down 3-1.
You just get used to it after a while, which is sad.
No, you don't. You really don't get used to it.
No,
Because it works enough.
It is so annoying. Yeah, it does work.
But good thing they pushed out a hotfix last night, though, eh?
Oh my god, that gave everyone high res on
Do they
1v1?
literally? Do they have anyone test the builds? Like, how do you push out a build that sets it to high resources instead of standard?
I think the code is just so spaghetti that they adjust something that is wildly different from the settings on a ranked 1v1. And they would never expect it to hit that. I know they should do testing, Tristan, but if you were to, like, let's say we were, I can't even think of a good example here, but, you know, you change something that is completely different
Okay.
from what you expect, and then it results in some sort of action in the game
Well,
that you can never predict.
my theory is pretty simple. They're working really hard to make everything happen. They're under a lot of stress because they've had deadlines, and that's probably why things
they can't
happen.
They can't play ranked games against each other on hotfix build that doesn't have connectivity on the server. So I can see that one. It is not excusable, Tristan, but it is a far more likely thing to happen than a lot of the other problems that have, you know.
Yeah. I think I'll keep my mouth shut for the rest of it. I understand. It's just I'm glad they reverted it right away, right? Glad they reverted it right away. Glad that we didn't have high resource ranked games for more than just like 30 minutes. TaToH adding scouts later than Yo was maybe expecting it here. And 3 scouts could kill 3 archers here if they wanted to.
They could, but there's spearmen coming.
Yeah, I guess the one
There's
scout's
spearmen
super
coming.
weak as well. So look at Yo taking his time. This has not been the Yo we've seen today. He normally goes for a couple houses and then he palisade walls. So he is still exposed at home. But he's going to be fine. His eco is looking pretty good. And he gets a spearman hit there as TaToH passes through. So delayed attack from TaToH. He's going to add skirms now as well, it looks like. As another spearman's out and gets 2 hits on 2 different scouts. And yet again, for TaToH, this has got to be feeling so rough for you right now.
Jesus, sorry. I just lost my mind.
Oh, okay, you're good. I don't know if there's much more you can really do if you're TaToH beyond just farm away and hope that food eco spikes for you. Yo is heading out to get Zebra right now. Very late. Most people are just farming from here for food eco. He's got archers still chipping away at TaToH's walls. TaToH's going to be adding skirms for that. And TaToH's still adding scouts. So yeah, I think because Yo isn't completely walled, this actually gives TaToH an opportunity to go all in with army. And TaToH loops the weak scout away, distracts the spearman, and will go in for a villager kill. Yo, don't take TaToH too lightly here.
This is so stupid, dude. Like, why are we engaging here? And he's gonna try
zebra.
the zebra.
That's what you get for killing my friend. Oh, that would have been funny. Still, though, a skirmisher comes over here and that villager's dead, right?
Yeah.
It just feels so unneeded for Yo to be out here currently. But he's looking like a player who's comfortable, who's in command, and he's going to be up to Castle Age first as far as I can see. But will he have archers? Like, a big issue for TaToH yesterday was he would have the better Castle Age times, but he just wouldn't have the archers against MBL. Like, MBL was just masterful at finding those timings. TaToH's going to try and find the weak Vil, and the timing's
he's gonna
here.
find the Vils with the food in their arms, too. And these Vils, well, at least one of them should be dead. Probably 2, maybe even all 3.
Yeah, they should
if
all
he
die.
manages to take out this spearman.
This is not the Yo that we've seen in the first 4 games. This is Yo that feels like he's got this locked down already. This is an opportunity for TaToH, especially if TaToH kills those archers right now. Like, Yo's going to click up to Castle Age. He will have lost 3 villagers and all that food. And he might not have many archers because his archers are currently on the front. TaToH could loop in and kill those with skirmishers. What in the world?
Mm-hmm.
Also, speaking of what in the world, TaToH finally sees that archer there. Not bad. Still has another layer of house wall. And the series has become a little bit messier. Maybe some fatigue setting in for these guys.
Full works at the back here from TaToH.
It's a lot of full works, but he needs to kill archers before they get upgraded for Yo. And he has armor. So this should be kills. He's got plenty of time. I would be bringing the other skirmishers back, and he looks to be doing that right now. Yo might have... He's not even producing any archers right now. He might genuinely have no army when he makes it to the next stage. Very weird spot for Yo to be in, making his life more difficult here. And Portuguese was his number 2 pick, so it could be part of that as well, where he's got a lot of confidence in the Civ. In the end, he's getting away with a decent amount. TaToH wasn't able to group all his units together. Seems like there's a lot of singular skirmishers firing.
Yeah, I mean, these archers are going to go down, and this is never a situation you want to be in when you're 30 seconds away from Castle Age.
Yeah.
But look at TaToH's resources right now. Like, he's going for full works, and I know Poles can get the food in real quick.
Yeah.
But he doesn't even have the gold right now. He's floating wood. He does have a market, so maybe he can balance it a little bit. But Yo just now making a second stable. Knights will be able to clear all of the army that TaToH has currently. And this army is just basically going to be used to buy himself time to try and get to Castle Age himself.
Let's see if Yo walls in front of his TC, because he's got a lot of work to do, and TaToH could easily just sense that he's still behind and just run right past here to get kills.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you should do, right? The skirms are of no value to you. The skirms have done their job. They just run on past. And yeah, yet again,
Yeah,
another example of a
Spearman
player
there, though.
walling in towards the TC.
He does have a spearman though.
Yeah,
And
it's
he's
true.
gonna have he can send one knight back there. I like this from Yoda. Oh, I liked it when he was sending the knights forward to try and do damage, especially with that forward gold there. But he's sending them over to the skirms. He's gonna attack that. He's gonna attack the scouts with his villagers, and there's still archers there to clear that up. And TaToH is now trying to buy himself up to Castle Age, but by the time he gets there, Yo is gonna have an army of what, 8, 9, 10 knights?
Yo could get relics. Yo could go for a siege workshop. Man, TaToH's... He still hasn't clicked. There he goes. This will be the latest castle time we've seen from TaToH, or really anyone. And, oh, man. TaToH, I don't know if you're going to be able to get this tower up, my friends. The spearmen, they were there for just knights, but he didn't realize there'd still be archers from Yo. And as sloppy as it was from Yo to toss away the vills, still might not matter here. TaToH got to force this tower down to have any chance, and he just calls it. He looks defeated here. Yo with the 4-1 victory in the quarter, and Yo moves into King of the Desert 5 semis, and he didn't look worried at all this series, honestly.
Oh my god, 4-1. And that last game there, like, TaToH killed the villagers coming away from the hunt. He killed 3 villagers with his scouts. But then where's the transition for him? Like, where is it? He had the market. He was just trying to drop more farms around the Fulworks to get his Fulworks set up, but the Castle Age timing is so off.
And
it's kind of crazy.
You can kind of see TaToH is trying to use his Civ bonuses, but this is maybe why you don't draft polls, right?
Yeah, polls suck.
It's just awkward, right? If it's on a closed map, you can make use of all the bonuses, but you have to work so hard to get things to flow for you. And even still, his Golden Stone were exposed. So another instance where TaToH took some risks. I feel bad for TaToH because that start in the Chinese game compared to Yo's start in the Chinese game, those are 2 games right there that, you know, if that's reversed, then suddenly this is going to game 6 or game 7. And we saw the strength from TaToH because the first couple games went to the Imperial Age. He would make lots of army, but Yo's just it's just his castle time. And what he was able to do in Castle Age that made the difference here. And TaToH just looked like sometimes he was either controlling his military units too much, or like making too much army. He just didn't have the macro he needed today, despite collecting more resources in that game.
Yep.
But a good series from Yo. I'm excited to cover more of Yo, which means we will, obviously. And Yo will play the winner of the next quarter, which will be Hera and Vinchester, which I expect to be a very different best of 7 in terms of units. I think we'll see a lot more like early archer openings.
Early aggression.
I don't think we'll see as much full walling like Yo did here. So could be wrong, but should be a fun best of 7.